Hey, welcome back to the Metropol Grid. My name's Andre. How's it going? It is Sunday. My best guess is May 3rd. How's everyone doing? Hopefully you're doing okay. Yeah, it looks like JNet is down right now. But according to Pink, how's it going? Pink in the chat should be fine in 5 minutes, so that should be back up shortly. How's everyone doing? Lataro, nice. Thought I had no excuse to sleep. Godsend. Yeah, it was up a second ago. It looks like Pink says they're reverting an update back, so this should be back up soon. There was like 20 people playing just about 3 minutes ago, so hope for the best. We'll see if that goes back up. How's everyone doing? Yo, Jessica, what's up? There was an update that broke successful runs. Ooh, it's being rolled back and being re-implemented later. Okay, cool. So we'll just have to stall a bit before we dump into JNet. I'm out of breath. Yo, Rabby, what's up? What's going on? Not too much. It's a Sunday. It's good. It's like 11:30 here. We're going to stream for maybe 2.5, 3 hours this afternoon. Get some good time in for, Eastern Hemisphere. Stuff's good. Skyke, what's up? Hello, runners. How you doing? Welcome. Patraig, what's happening? How's your Sunday? It's been good so far. Woke up kind of earlier than normal. Nanako the cat was a bit of a dickhead, and at 8:30 in the morning decided to just yeet a cactus, and I had to get out of bed and replant it, scraping dirt off the floor because we ran out of dirt. We haven't gone to get dirt, so kind of upset it hurt. So I was up a bit early, had some food, played some Animal Crossing, bought some turnips. It's Sunday. It's not too bad. How you, Chris? What's up? How you doing? What's up? Yo, Vincent, what's up, man? How you doing? You playing on Tuesday? You just play something that doesn't make successful runs, gang signs, and then you're fine. I actually want to make a lot of successful runs today. There's a couple things we have to, I think we want to do. Gang sign Leela becomes default best runner. Yeah, you just need accesses. You don't need runs. Running with Leela's good too, though. So this is something that we mentioned before, and actually Pink Warrior's in YouTube chat, so I wanted to ask about this. This is a deck that we talked about last stream about wanting to play, and now it is the deck list of the week, and it's a 90 card Wu deck, and I do like myself some big decks, and Cabinessa Wu kind of has that sort of max-like ability where you can pull programs out of your deck, so if there's something you can't draw, at least you get it, which is kind of cool. Had a lot of fun last night with the ID Crisis tournament. Oh yeah, so that's the thing. I would be interested to know if anybody played in it. There was a tournament which was an Identity Crisis tournament. So you basically could you make a legal deck and then switch your ID to any other ID in the game. And I don't know what's the best. I think there's some really scary things. I think a lot of people might have been playing Argus PE or PE into Argus, so the agendas are really hard to steal. Sanjay here was playing, and I didn't realize this, Wayland. You just play like Wayland Advanceable Ice, but you play Shipment from Tenon, so if they don't make a successful run, you get counters, which is even good, and you can probably play Red Planet. Looks like he wasn't, but still good stuff. Other things that are good, I don't know, I feel like playing NBN in Titan might be good, just because a lot of things get tokens. You score that 4-2, you get 2 tokens on it. I think your Beals are worth 4 points because it gets an advancement token on it, or an agenda counter, excuse me. I think there's a lot of cool stuff you can do. I'd be interested to figure out what's really good. Silhouette into Kit? Huh? Titan was banned because it would be absurd. Okay, that's good to know. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And Salsa has been playing a lot of Legends of Runeterra lately. They added, what's it called? The Pirates, right? How's that? Looking forward to seeing you play as Pink Warrior. It's great. Yeah, I'm excited to play it. Yo, Parallel, how's it going? Also, my son says probably be playing Tuesday. Hell yeah. Thinking about all the virus thing is Noise fault. You can't swap to Titan, but I think everything else is good to go. Okay, so Titan's out. That's good to know, because Titan ability is absurd when out of... that was like, there were identity tournaments back in the day where you could get like Atlas counters with Titan. There was like 2 Atlas counters. It was absolutely crazy. I was playing Cybernetics into Blue Sun. It didn't drop a game. My runner didn't do so well, mind. Oh, cool. What's Cybernetics into Blue Sun do? The game is nuts, IMO. Like, good? You can move a Titan to another ID, but you cannot go into Titan. Okay. So it's basically 17 influence Wayland, and then you become anything else. Yeah, that's fine, I guess. That's interesting. There's something else I was going to say. I forget. Yeah, we have a GNK here in Montreal on Tuesday, and apparently I've been doing a bad job at this, saying that was a Montreal kind of local event. It's not. So if you want to play 3 rounds of GNK, all you have to do is show up to the Montreal Discord at 6:45 Eastern on Tuesday night, and we'll be playing 3 rounds. There's not really prize support, so it's kind of mostly for fun. The prize support is only going to stay in Montreal because nobody's mailing anything, unfortunately. But if you want to come and get some organized play in on Tuesday night, please come by. You can find that by finding and searching up Montreal Netrunner on Facebook, and I think there's a link there for the Discord. Yeah. No Nisei Mark II and Titan. Oh man, that'd be good too. I feel like if you're doing that though, you might just want the NBN one. You might want just what's it called, the fast advance one. 40 card minute and use architect and remote enforcement agendas with tier Fairchild and brainstorm. Oh, that seems pretty good. Has anybody tried Red Planet Couriers to overscore Project Beal? Man, you could do that out of faction. There was the other one. I tried, we were trying a lot to play Red Planet Couriers within HB, specifically because you can play Biotic. And there were some wild decks that we were trying back then that was like, you had Red Planet Couriers out of Vitruvius. And if you have infinite Vitruvius counters, you can basically do anything as long as you have infinite money. So at some point we were playing an HB Masscom's Red Planet Couriers deck. And it was like, you know, not great, but it did fire off every once in a while. You could do it with a Beal for sure as well to score all the points in one, which is probably fine. I think that deck ended up playing like Pad Factory just so you weren't playing for advancement counters. But now I guess you can play wall to wall and just put advancements on ice. That's probably seems okay. I imagine the Beal is a lot less janky than the Vitruvius because it just wins. Fuck, yeah, we probably should do that. It's not a lot of influence, is it? Project Ares plus RPC was funny. Yeah, maybe we were doing Ares back then. Project Ares was also a really fun one. The decks that were doing like mid-seasons into psychographics in HB, you'd run Project Ares, which was like a really weird agenda that stayed around for a while longer than we thought it would. This was actually in one of the system cores, if I'm not or one of the revised cores or something. Maybe I'm mistaken about that. No, apparently, yeah, it was. It was in revised core set. And this thing you would score out with like 10 tokens on a wiped runner's board. We've done that on this channel before. It's pretty great. JNet seems to be recovering. Kryu, what's up? Okay, cool. There's a lot of Ag Infusion HB, bumping people to tiers. A lot of fun. Yeah, tiers a good card. I haven't played that in a while. Oh, Vincent says it's quite good. Okay, cool. You can do anything so long as you have infinite money. That's a heck of a caveat. It is, but with mass comms, you can kind of get away with that, sort of. And also, that's the thing is like, sure, I guess after Red Planet Couriers fires, you get all your advancement counters on. But like, when you have, say, 10 to 20 counters on Vitruvius, you can just do gamble, 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 and play the same gamble 3 times. Like, you can have infinite money. It's not that hard. Been trying to build a Cordyceps deck? I've been actually in conversations with Thanos. He's been sending a list that has Cordyceps in it. And I think it's like totally playable. Especially if you're playing like a bit more support cards rejig. The question is whether a shaper can just play Knob Curie Cordyceps, and that's good enough. Because admittedly, if you want to do that and spend the influence on it, like you probably want to play another virus, but also you probably can just play Inversificator and call it a day. The Cordyceps seems really good. It takes a bit to build around. It had Knob Curie too. Cool. First attempt was all in on swaps with Kid, Inversificator, Cordyceps, RDI. Yeah, like I see that's the plan. The thing that makes that really weird is, and maybe it's specifically RDI, is like so many of those sort of builds where you're spending so much cards and so many like moving pieces just to make sure R&D is really cheap to run with RDI. You could probably just play stealth and feel in a similar way with probably a bit less fiddly pieces and more pressure on other servers. But I can see it. You don't always have to do the most efficient thing, but I think like right now Cordyceps, if you don't know what Cordyceps is, it's a virus that lets you move around ice. It seems really strong, and even it seems stronger when it came out because everybody was playing Border Control, Surveyor, Afshar, and all that stuff is incredibly positional, which is good. And then you can play Nanotech and make entries cheap to break. You can do a lot of really cool stuff with it. Yo, Borero, how's it going? We played one of your decks a long time ago. What's good? Was testing Atman lately, so now I'm very curious. Yeah, we're actually going to do some testing today with Atman. That's what the YouTube thing is called. We're just stalling a wee bit because JNet is down. Looks like it's back up, so we're going to get into that. But yeah, the big thing I wanted to test today, and this is an interesting thing, and I haven't seen anybody playing Atman in a while. I'm not sure why. Atman used to be like, you could be your full breaker suite in a lot of decks. And I feel like, you know, other cards came out that replaced this. I feel like a lot of times you can play... you know, in Anarch or Criminal, you can just play one influence to get the turtle down. But this card seemed really strong, and people would play this in decks that were basically Atman decks, and they would play this, and then they would play other cards like Netrunner Eyes and Data and Ice Carver, but also Data Sucker. And this was able to break through most things for 1 credit per subroutine. Obviously, you'd have to get these Atmans down, which is expensive, so a lot of times you would go ahead and stim hack them, do stuff like that. But in theory, this could be our entire breaker suite. At that point, we're only really weak to like IP block and other AI hate stuff, but we can always run answers to that. And I want to see if we can run something that's a bit aggressive and get value from that. They're going to have Palangi also, I think. Yeah, you probably want Palangi for sure. I think Palangi is really good. Yes, watching all your videos, was very glad you played it. Hey, cheers. Maybe try Patron? Yeah, Patron's interesting. Like, you have to put a lot of value runs, and Patron is cool. Patron works with Data Sucker. Now, cards like Patron don't work with Akua, or cards like Security Testing, so there's actually a really good reason why you want to run Atman with those cards. I think Security Testing might be a bit worse. If we want more on-axis effects too, like, there's a chance that Borea, we don't actually have to pay Patron. Maybe there's actually just a big likelihood that Patron is almost entirely outclassed at this point in the game by DreamNet. Like, if we play a Shaper with one link, like, we can just put another link down and play DreamNet and call it a day, and it might just be better than Patron. But Patron's cool. Yo, Rob, what's up? How you doing? Was Atman leaning on Parasite a lot? Yeah, I guess it was. You're right, because he had all the suckers. You were running on Parasite a fair bit. And there's no real ice destruction that we can lean on in Shaper. The best thing we have is Chisel, but Chisel is a bit different. At least we can still probably run Chisel, but I think Chisel is also now 5 influence instead of, like, what was Parasite, 2 or 3? I hope it was 3. I'm worried that it was 2. Oh, fuck, it was 2. Holy shit. Parasite was 2. Whoops. Piox, what's up? But then the Investigator is doing enough on its own and you end up not needing Cordyceps at all. Yeah, that's what I see. If you run all that stuff, I think it's a bit overkill. Had Atman and Swappy deck. Run Atman out of Jess? I was actually considering that, Walloon. What's up? Is running it in Jess just so we don't have to deal with, like, there's 2 things that were really important to Atman decks. Is you need to be running a lot of centrals, so you need a lot of effects that fire off of successful runs on central servers, and we don't have that many of them. Classically, these decks were also in Kate that ran prepaid voice pad to make those runs a bit cheaper, but you want to run centrals, so I was thinking of running Jasminder, which gives you 2 good abilities. Firstly, you don't have to deal with IP block. The trace doesn't matter, or the first tag doesn't matter. I guess the trace still matters. But then also you can run cards like Hopper Suit, which is a really good reason to run centrals. Not only do you get an absurd amount of money, but then you get data sucker counters. And I think we need as many reasons to interact with centrals in a positive way. It gives us tokens, which is really cool. Are you planning to play 1 Atman or 2? That's cool. I don't know. I think actually 2 or 3. Maybe the whole thing. I'm not sure. No, it says to reset your cache before starting a game. Okay, thank you. I don't know how to do that. How do I do that? I'm going to do Control F5. I think that's the closest I have to it. My Atman Jess deck looks like this. Okay, cool. Well, then let's open that up. Thank you for sharing. I'll just open this up in Chrome. Did I not copy it? I don't think so. 1 second. Cool. So this is an Atman deck and Jess. You have 2 Bravado, 3 Hopper Suit. That makes a lot of sense. Diesel's Laundries, modded. I love this card. I think I want to play so much modded in Shaper. It just lets you go fast with all these cards that are not fast when you install them. A single rejig can be good with Atman, Sure Gamble, Maker's Eye. Only a single Data Sucker. I imagine in this build you'd have to run more than that. I'd be impressed to be wrong. It'd be nice if we were wrong. I also think you could be running more support like Net Ready Eyes, and I guess you can't run Ika. Not Ika, what's it called? Takobi, because Takobi has no AI clause. Maya is cheap influence with an ability that is relevant, which is cool. R&D interface is hopefully how we win. Simulchip is Simulchip, and we have Beth, Caddy, Patron, which I don't think you need to play Patron modernly because of DreamNet. It's not unique, is it? No. And then you have the Artist, which is a card you can play. Atman, Euler, Gauss, Ika. I think Gauss is such a trash card. It's a shame Gauss is so bad. They have Bankroll, which is cool, but it's influence, and this could be a data sucker, but, you know, getting money for your runs is good. That's interesting. Control Shift R is okay. On Chrome, it's Control. Okay, so we'll do Control Shift R. Thank you. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I don't know if you want to pay Patron when you have DreamNet. I think DreamNet's just better. Except for the artists, I really like this list. I agree, but Inti does not exist. Is there actually no Fractor in faction anymore besides this garbage? Boreas says Hunting Grounds. So the idea is that we're playing Jasminder Syringe so that we don't have to deal with IP block, but there still are a lot of reasons why Hunting Grounds is good. I guess Data Raven we deal with relatively well too. So maybe actually if you're playing Jez, you don't need Hunting Grounds. Yo, John, what's up? Happy to catch one of these live. Yo, welcome. How's it going? Gas is great for 1 turn, then it's rubbish. Yeah, Gas is really great for 1 turn. There's actually a big chance that this deck doesn't need 3 Simulchips, because I don't think we're going to be spamming Euler, Gauss, and Ika as much as some other decks. So there's a chance we can go a bit thinner on here. But let me tell you, I do like modded a fair bit. There's also still Battering Ram. Yeah, Battering Ram you can do. It's just 2 MU, which is unfortunate. That's an option. Artist is in there to honor Kate, who should really run the deck. Yeah, this is classically played in Kate decks. And K-Dex had a lot of like event economy. There's a chance that this is not going to work at all, but I think we're going to start by actually just playing, let's do Control Shift F5. What was it? Control Shift R? Hold on. Control Shift R, okay. All right, cool. We're going to try with this deck just because I wanted to play this at least once to get into the Shaper mindset, and then we'll go from there. Like the deck list of the week, you mean? Yes, yes. I get why the artist isn't an optimal card, but the theme and artwork make me love it. Yeah, for sure. You're doing summon chips if you find yourself needing to use gas? Exactly, but that's the thing is like maybe we can just build a deck around with like net ready eyes and other things so we never have to use it. Like right now the deck's only weakness is wraparound, which if we're really scared of it, we can just install, I guess we can install Gauss and not use it. So who knows? Anyways, 90 card deck, always really fun. It's gonna be hard to play it. Surprisingly, with a deck of this size, we're doing something that requires synergy, which is stealth, if I'm not mistaken. Pink, in chat, can you give us a rundown of what we should do here? Basically, it seems like we have every good thing. We can always pull with Cabinessa Wu and rejig it if we really need to, which is basically the modern equivalent of Scavenge. And then we just have good money, okay card draw. We have Compile, which is also really fun. I keep forgetting that Compile works from your heap. That's like hella sick. Hella sick. We got one Penrose, we got one After Image, and one Blackstone. We have a Chameleon, which is cute, double Deus Ex, which is arguably valuable. 3 Euler, 3 Gauss, which is trash. And we don't even have, what's it called? Cyber Trooper to loot, but maybe it's too much. Double Equivocation, that's, you never really see that, or I mean double Misdirection. Equivocation is more multi-axis. And a lot of times decks like these just need multiple ways to challenge things because they're not consistent. It's like how Max will run like so many programs just because we can't assure that we'll see all of them. I'm also on Team Netchip. I don't know why we play Akamatsu Memchip when Netchip is an option. I feel like it's just straight better. I think Netchip is just way better. Good stuff, Wu. Your best tools are Plongi and throwaway breakers. A lot of time you won't even need Stealth Rig. Okay, cool. And a single stim hack. Let's give this a shot. Against assets, like the best thing we have against assets specifically is just Rizeki and Economy, which should be fine. Deus Ex also, yeah, as mentioned, works off traps, and so you can just install a Deus Ex and start hitting snares and stuff, and it's fine. You don't need to do this with ice. Akamatsu is better than that chip? Jessica, there's no way. There's no way. I don't get it. I don't see it. Double the woo. Double the fun. Akamatsu gang all the way. Netchip is too janky due to ordering. It's not that janky. Is it really that janky? I don't think it's that janky. You install one Akamatsu. It's basically like one Netchip is an Akamatsu. From there it gets janky if you have 2 MU cards, but like how often do you have that? Let alone the deck does have rejig. Life goals achieved. Get deck list the week, get Andre to play it. Yo, you do one of those and basically you get both of them. New runner deck. Yo, Bright, what's up? It's because you can't split the MU for things like Stargate. Sure, you can't. I just feel like the amount of cases where that's going to be an issue is really low. And it depends on how many 2MU programs we have. And I think this deck only has SMC, which shouldn't be an issue. Maybe it will be. I don't know. We'll see. Let's keep that in mind when we play it to see if Akamatsu was net chip if we get goofed about it. If we get goofed with the MU thing. Cabo. And Cabo's ability, for those who don't know, lets you look through your deck, which is garbage to do when you're playing a 90 card deck in person. It is really annoying because not only do you have to search the whole fucking deck for a 1 of Penrose and 90 cards, or 85 cards turn 1, you also have to shuffle it, which sucks. So that's one of the good things about playing a deck like this on JNet. But how can you use your data foldings with Netchip? Oh, you can't. Yeah, you're right. You can't do that. Data folding is good. Totally agree with you though. More than one team net chip all the way. Just one Akka is more flexible. Yeah, I see that. I can see that. Yo, Piox is in chat. Let's see how this goes. If you're just tuning in, my name is Andre. We're playing against GameNet. It's an ability that sometimes can fire, I've been told. Oh my god, I need to go through the GNK videos that we uploaded and actually do a count about how many times GameNet fired. Because one game it was 0 and admittedly they didn't run. In another game the runner made 2 runs, which admittedly that's good for us if that's happening. And in the other one I think we missed 1 or 2 triggers. Hey, cheers. Thanks, you too. But you know, opening hand has deuces into Beth into Rizeki. I think we can definitely keep this. This seems pretty good. Let me just get this back up to scale and then we'll go from here. Step away, Netchip meta is being discussed again. Woof. All right, so this is GameNet. So let me mute this. And they look like they're damming for a remote. A lot of times that'll either be an early Rashida or an early, what's it called? daily quests, but it looks like it's not daily quests. So I think I'm just going to play all these 3 cards. We'll draw 2, gain 3. We have an misdirection, which is good. I don't think we want to Beth down the Rozeki for... We can get better value off of anything, really. So I think we'll draw once and then double install. And the mantle credits are for using hardware and using programs, which is basically like a Rozeki. That's an early Rashida. We could have ran it, but then they would have got money, which is not good. And they also mulligan, so their HQ is probably a bit shit here. There might be multiple agendas. Now the problem is to figure out what agenda suite they are, because if they're on an early Bologna, we can't. If they're on an early SSL, it's maybe not amazing. Looks decent hard to get a bad hand with 90 cards. You can say that, but maybe you draw all your mantles in misdirection and no econ and draw. And it looks like Beth is going to fire, which is great. And we have to make sure that we keep money, because they could be on C-Source, and they have 17 credits. We're going to start our turn at 3 and 5 clicks. So let's see how it goes. All right, we're 1 click away from peace being really sweet. We have a Netrunner, which I don't actually know if we want to install to go down to 0. That seems a bit rough. Mr. Mantle is not amazing. Use program and hardware isn't fantastic. We could just go ahead and like, I don't know if we want to, yeah, we'll draw once more. We have enough clicks. Okay, so Diesel's kind of bad here. I think we have multiple Netruners, right? Yeah, we have 2, and it's good once we're up, but as soon as we're up and then we're running, we're interacting with Snare and sorry, with C-Source and hard-hitting news, which is kind of rough. That's unfortunate. I want to make sure that we end our turn with 1 credit to peace, so I guess we could get away with playing down Netrunner and then clicking for a credit. Yeah, we probably just modded this out to get multiple cards out of hand. And this is unfortunate because now we can't install this. I guess we install the mantle. Not great, but we're going to peace next turn anyways. Just remember, you can't get your barrier breaker and Koge breaker with only 2 credits in a click. Yes, for sure. And we can always contest with Woo. We can also pull Chameleon if we know what the ice is. Japoka, what's up? If you've got multiple 2MU programs, net chip is better. Yeah, that's the idea. At least if you draw it in good order. How's it going? Is there a link to your deck list available? Yeah, it's actually the deck list of the week. It's just on the front page of Netrunner DB. If you just log in, it's right here, if you can find it. Oops. All right, install advanced unknown card here. There's a chance this is a Costa grid, and they're scoring out of 5-3. But I guess we have to peace now and hope it's an NGO front. I didn't pay attention to the turn. They did install advanced, so they really cared for this card to be here. What we'd expect it to be, an Ash would be really good. It fires GameNet. I'd expected that. It could be red herrings. I don't know. I think we're just gonna ignore it and set up, which is good shaper shit. All right, so peace. We have SMC on the table, which we can't install. We can pull a card from our deck with Cabinessa Wu and rejig it, so that's always an option. I think we can draw again. We still have 5 clicks. We have the MU, so I think we're just going to install stuff here. I think we can install the Simul chips, because then we can install the SMC and get some good value while running. I think we're good to go now. To kill Morningstar, you only need Stargate. Could have had 2 Stargates, but that's kind of getting silly. I'm a huge fan of Sneak Door. I want to see that more. I think Sneak Door is underrated right now. Okay. So that's scary. We do have Palangis. That's the only thing we have. And this largely, a lot of times means that they're on cyber, whatever it's called, macrophage, which we have 1 link. So it's not the worst. We still have 5 clicks and we have to set up. We need to start interacting with them, but I'm kind of still scared. Yo, Grim, what's up? Lots of net chips can help you build a big puffer. Niche case, but I really like puffer. I feel like puffer, you just want to host it on something. Because eventually I think you can puff over the net chip. I'm actually not sure what the thing on NetChip is. So if we install SMC, we're going to use the mantle credit to do the search. I don't know. I think we want a bit more money, but we should be interacting. We're not. That's an issue. So we can install the SMC. I imagine we can just install the pen. Oh, yeah, with the Netrunner. And then we can start running next turn. We could run here, and we're weak to basically only C-Source. Yeah, we'll run here. Bring back Degdeer. Yeah, I think Degdeer was a card that people were surprised rotated. So we're going to take the credit to place a credit on here and just boost this just so that we get a credit. Then it's an Explodapalooza. Oh, shit. Okay, well, if they're playing that, that definitely means that we're going to get hit by a C-Source or hard-hitting news here. So it could be bad. Luckily, if it's hard-hitting news, at least we have misdirection. How often does Wu's ability get used for anything other than SMC Rozeki? I think, Timmy, what's up? Probably a fair bit in this list because we have 3 Oilers and we have 3 Blackstones, or sorry, what are they called? Gausses? And it's really good to pull those out and use them and just let them get removed or over-install to trash them. I think you do this a lot in this deck specifically. Rebirth is 1 influence and costs 0 though. Yeah, you play a bit too much Anik, Rob. But yeah, Rebirth is the Snake Door beta. All right, MCA informant, honor Beth. So we're going to spend 2 clicks to remove it. Otherwise, we can lose a lot more than that. So that's unfortunate. Luckily, we did get the 5 clicks, so it basically only cost us 2. And they're jamming this remote. And if it's a 3-2, they could easily be on game point. And it looks like they're running a leaner agenda suite. From here, well, we can always draw ones for econ. It's technically econ, but we don't have MU. So what do we pop our SMC for? Rizeki? I think that might be too slow. I think I'm going to do it. We'll use that credit. We could have done that during a run, actually, which would have been better. I'm going to do that during a run. Yeah, it seems way better. Oh, we also can install equivocation and just go in. Hold on, we'll undo that. Can we undo click? They didn't punish us last turn for running, so the chance of them doing it now is pretty low. We'll remove this at least so we don't have to deal with if they're running Quantum Kitty. Or run R&D. Are we getting equivocation? Maybe we could just start playing and see if Nisei just goes with it. Great idea. All right, so we'll trash this. We'll take this credit. It's during a run, so we can place a credit on here. That's pretty good value. And then we can pull something out. If we play equivocation, we can force them to draw the card that we see on the top. Reveal the top card of R&D. It's a border control. Yeah, they can draw that, I guess. And it's a Hydra on top, so that's good to know. Obviously really bad for us. From here, we technically have 6 credits because of the Netrunner. We have to deal with border control and Hydra. Luckily, it's not very good. If we had CVS, they also get money too. We can do this again, right? Yeah, we can go again. I don't know whether accelerating here is good. If they score a 3-2 though, it's pretty good for us. It's a Fairchild 3, also good to know. And now we have like no money. Michael, what's up? What's the rationale behind running 90 cards instead of 45? You gotta ask. Pink actually is in chat just above you, so they can help you out a bit with that, or like give you their advice. I think they just want to have a lot of stuff and it might be fun. I don't know if it's optimal, but it's fun. It's really fun. Sean, what's up? What's up with the Sunday stream? We've been streaming a lot on other days. We didn't do it last week because we had videos, but basically every other week is a G&K. If there's no G&K and I'm not editing videos, we do this. All right, so they have border control, FC3, and Hydra. 2 of those are a bit worse face checks. One of them you could click through. Equivocation is a lot of pressure. It looks like border control probably ended up on the remote. There's 2 equivocations. You can let one get removed for this kind of situation. More resistance to damage, more fun, can fit low to throwables and less. Yeah, I think more fun might be the most important thing. Like, I like big decks like this. It's just kind of like a wild format. Sweet. How you doing? 2 credits? Yeah, we're on 2, but we have 2 on Netrunner and we'll make 2 off Rizeki's, so we're a bit better than that. We can use these Netrunner credits for anything, including misdirection and or anything else. We can also use Mantle for misdirection. And we can always trash the equivocation and to simulchip stuff back or rejig or whatever we need to. Rejig is really strong. All right, so that's probably FC3 into Hydra. That's scary. And it looks like this actually might be an agenda and they didn't push it because we overdrew them. Okay, 4 credits. We need to get breakers down and we need a 4th them. This is for using, not for installing. Yeah, okay. Well, this is unfortunately. Hey, Beth is back. Missed you, Beth. Thanks, you're great. And here we can click for a credit. We might as well run archives. We get a C in that card. We're technically risking hard-hitting news and C-source, but we have been on the last turns, so. Oh, okay, that's wild. Oh, we forgot to pump. Oh, I forgot to pump before Axis. So we're going to take this credit, place a credit to add strength so we don't take the money. We'll take AR enhanced, which they threw out. So what the fuck is in their hand? And throwing out Netrunner is a bit scary because if we lose it, we lose the game. To some extent. We'll see. They're flooded? Yeah, they might be. Maybe we just drew them to 3 ice. And there's a Rashida, so if they're flooded, there's going to get a bit more at least. And from here, we can always like Penrose through cheap ice. Like Fairchild 3 is actually pretty good for us. It's only 4 stealth credits, which we have. Hydra is really scary. They res for 10, but they'd only res it for 5 if we can't break it, which is a lot. Time for game over on programs. You can't do that, can you? Wait, why are they running on such little money? Oh, because we didn't get screwed last time. And there was a big chance that was a Rashida too, as opposed to an agenda, considering they didn't pop it before. So they're doing Ice Ice. Let's see if they hard hitting news us here or C-Source. No, they're jamming again. You can, but it doesn't trash icebreakers. Oh, it just programs. Interesting. All right, 5 clicks, 4 credits. We need to make them spend money, but we want to make sure we don't get hit by a face check really bad. So this is the point in time where like we end up I think we have to rejig our equivocation just to get a Hydra down for cheap, which actually feels pretty good. But we want a bit more money, so we'll do this first. Archives. I'll pump this. I'll do this the right way. So I'll use this credit, which places a credit here. So that's a 4 credit run. We also they threw out an NGO front. So either they obviously don't need the money. We have to deal with border control, which we think is the second most. But we can deal with most code gates. Ika's really good at the Hydra here, if I'm not mistaken. It will come in at 1, 2, 3, 4 strength. We have to get to, what's Hydra? 8 strength? 6 strength. So we have to break it for 3, 4. Yeah, I think we do it. So we're going to rejig equivocation to get a Hydra down. We just can't deal with Ash, that's the problem. I guess we trash Ash. Well, let's force him to red stuff. Wait, do we have after image? We do, actually. Oh, that's probably a way better play. Yeah, you're right. That's a way better play. We should not have installed the nanotech. We have an after image. Yeah, that's a huge change. Because we don't want to break it when we can just bypass it for 2 stealth. Yeah, that's huge, Jessica. Thank you. I totally forgot. We would have to do like simul chip into something. And for what it's worth, we didn't trash a card, right? May install program or piece of hardware. Add an installed program to your grip. Okay, so we didn't trash it. I think they're just going to res border control. Easy to lose track in 90 plus card deck. Yeah, it's a 1 in 68 as well, right? That's why you need Cabinessa, SMC and Cabinessa. And we always have an installed after image and just like fucking rejigged it. Like I think we misplayed that considerably. Oh, it's a gold farmer? Okay, so we're just gonna let all the subs fire on this. So far their ability again hasn't fired once. But it's stopped us from interacting with them. Let's just draw, I guess, last click. That's another modded. So what can we do with this modded? Oh man, I wish... Now we need more MU. Plongi also useful here? Oh yeah, you're right. We could Plongi that. Yeah, Plongi get pretty far. They'd want to purge it, but at least we'd use part of it. Okay, it looks like advance. Beal? ARE? Slow roll. So I think the biggest thing is that we have to run the server twice because we don't have enough money than Ash. And that, I don't know what that is. Ash is a huge issue here. They didn't triple advance it, so next turn they're going to advance 3 times. So I feel like we're at a point where we can probably just run R&D. We're only getting a single, unfortunately. But I think it's good enough. We'll draw once. We can still double, triple click through. So we'll run R&D, force them to spend some money. If they need to spend money, then we don't have to deal with Ash. I'm feeling pretty good with nanotech and a code gate with stealth credits. Even running HQ is fun. I don't know what this is. This actually could be a CVS. I wouldn't be surprised if this was a Cyberdex Fire Suite. We don't have a hunting grounds. Oh, there's a Hydra. Okay, cool. So they're down to 6 credits. If we had an after image, we'd look so much more clever than this. It's 9? Jesus, fuck. In theory, we shouldn't use all of these credits, he says, and uses all of them. Yeah, using all these credits is wrong. We should dip into our credit pool because stealth credits are much more valuable than real credits. That's a mistake. I'll use fewer stealth. So I'm gonna use 3 fewer counters. 4? Yeah. Cool. Successful run. We don't die snare. It's a hedge fund on the top. At least it forks in between playing it and not playing it. From here, not much we can do. HQ seems good if we think they're on flooding. I just don't want to hit the CVS because the CVS would be really big for them. We also still haven't spent any money on their ability. I guess we can... Dieseling up here, it means we have to like modded something down. Unfortunately, we can't. That's not unlikely considering how much we drew into. I don't know if we're going to end up modding down the simul chip. We can also just throw at the Penrose and mod Mantle, but that also seems kind of rough. We can do credit, gamble, and then throw out a bunch of shit. Not amazing. I think with equivocation we can throw out for sure. But if we credit gamble, we end up losing all these stealth credits. If we wait till next turn, 1, 2, we'll gain probably 3 more credits at the top. I think we do credit gamble, lose stealth. Yeah, I think the after image was such a fuck up. Like, we spent 9 on this as opposed to 2. That's obviously insurmountably absurd. If we just had 1 more credit here, we'd also be in a really good spot because we could do credit casts. I think we should just install casts. Really? There you go. I just have to click it. Okay. Credit casts, and if we're worried to throw things out, we can always just mod it down the simul chip. I feel like our money's bad enough that we need to get more value from that. So I think we can just credit here. We'll throw out equivocation, probably the mantle. Yeah, this is okay. Not at the misdirection, cool play. Yeah, right? All right, at least they're on 6. Could be an NGO front. They did throw out 1 though. Maybe this is a blown end to get their money back, or at least some, you know, spend 5, gain 5. Or they also just play the gamble. Looks like they're scoring. Please not another one of these, because then they get 8. Oh. Advance once. Just a Beal. So now they can do hedge fund and then jam, and now they're on game point. And exactly what they did, hedge fund jam. And it's a daily quest. Okay. The game is slipping away from us. But we gained 5 at the top of our turn. Looks pretty good. So I think as much as possible now, I guess we run HQ. Like, they seem kind of flooded. Just hope it's not CVS. Let's hope it's a Charisma or something. Maybe even another Ash. That's an Afshar. Okay. So we'll get him a credit if we go through this. I feel like we need to. We don't actually have to use stealth credits. Oh, I hit break barrier subroutine. Nice. Break code gates routine, we'll break end the run, and then we're not going to use the stealth credit on this, just so that we have 2 stealth credits if we actually need to boost Penrose. So we lost 2, they gained 1. Still 6 credits. The fact that we have no chance of contesting the remote is obviously very bad for us. But even if we run this, we don't have to access this card. Like, even if we run this server, they don't get daily quest money. Like, you don't have to access the daily quest if there is an Ash there. Just hitting a CBS here would be bad. Okay, it's event resource. So this is where we start using stealth because we break this for cheaper. Otherwise, it's a 6 credit swing. So we're going to match the strength of slot machine, which we have to use a stealth credit, which gives us another credit. And then we'll break 2 code gate subroutines, the first and the second. So now they also don't get. And we know on top of our deck is an interdiction, which isn't very good. We have a gamble coming up and a turning wheel, which turning wheel is pretty okay if they can't res this ice here. So we're just hoping it's not a cyberdex. If it's a cyberdex, they get 4 credits, which would be really, really, really good. It's a degree mill. Oh, neato. Well, that puts us on game point. So I think we'll shuffle the mantle. And then probably the no, would it be shuffled back? Interdiction could be useful for Ash. Oh, you're right. Actually, interdiction could be cool. They would have to pre-res it. Do we? This also now fucks our deck up because we're going to be shuffling. I think we actually shuffled an nanotech and then just after image. It's an old Hollywood grid. Ooh, which actually might be in server 1 as well. They might be running an old Hollywood grid deck where they only have 1 of every agenda. Interesting. I think they might be just in a whole Hollywood grid deck. So as long as we can get our after image down, we're in a really good spot. And we're on game point. So they couldn't res that. They were credit short. They might have another agenda in there. I'd rather run that than anything else, but... So we shuffled our deck, so we don't know what we're going to draw into. Build script is fine. It'll draw 2 cards. We have to discard something. We don't really need to do that here. I feel Stealth Cabinets could use a cold read. A cold read's interesting. It's kind of hard to get value from. It's good on the early turn. Like when you set up, it's like a mini, what's it called? A mini stim hack? Oh, we're actually not running any. Interesting. I think we could build script here and just throw out stuff. Okay, we have an after image with modded, which is sweet. So now R&D we actually can pressure. At this point, I think we're going to throw out the Oiler just because it's probably better if we can get access to it with the simul chip. We probably won't need it with Penrose, we'll see. OHG is a delight whenever it pops up. It really is. It really is. And I can't believe we're going to be able to deal with this for 2. Oh, 15 minutes. Uh-oh, they're on game point as well. At least that's cost them money. Oh, it's an NGO front. Okay. Okay. So I think we're just going to go in here. Modded. Oh, that's a stim hack. Whoops. Don't want to show that we have that. I misclicked. Modded. After image. We'll run R&D. We can always simul-chip out a thing. An equivocation, or we could have pulled one from our deck, which I think actually might have been better. This is only once a turn. It's a border control. Okay, so we probably want to break that. Do we not have MU to do it? We have no way of dealing with this. Damn it, they'll gain 2. Yeah, we have no way of dealing with this. Simul-chip the Penrose? Oh, wait. Yeah, I guess we will simul-chip Penrose. Why is your deck enormous? Bassoon, what's up? Yeah, actually, simul-chip Penrose is fine. You're right. I like that. So we can break 2 barrier subroutines. This is deck list of the week. I guess we'll do this because it's free. And we needed 2 stealth credits. Losing the mantle is actually a really big deal because now Netrunner is a bit shit. So I think we might simul-chip the mantle back. Like the mantle is really important just to make sure that we have Netrunner credits. Yeah, we definitely need a mantle down. I didn't realize how valuable it is. I'd rather trash a Rozeki. The mantle is like a Rozeki, but better. I don't think we should have kept the Rozeki around. The mantle, we get Rozeki value plus because it's stealth. Yeah, I think we fucked that up. At least we can use the simul-chip to get a mantle back. It's unfortunate. At least it's free. And we can do it during a run too to make sure we get another stealth. Encounter? Enco neuter? Pay 2 to bypass? Thank you. Just throw the deck at them, Andre. You've loads of cards. Yeah, that's what I'm feeling. I gotta play this a bit more aggressively. Man, I know clone chip was great and all, but simul-chip is so dope for interactions. Exactly. Like simul-chip at least makes you plan your turn a bit interestingly, which is really cool. I like the cost on it a lot. If you simul-chip this turn, then you don't have to trash something else. Yeah. Oh yeah, you can just do that right now. It's a hedge fund. That's a good draw for them, I guess. Also, what's up, Roketha? I think I remember some guy talking on the stream about how he does not understand why people play Mantle and play Rozeki. I said specifically, if there's stealth, it's different. Here we can run anything. Or run archives, I guess. There's a big chance that there's something in HQ. So we'll pop this. We'll get down a mantle. We'll use a mantle credit to place a credit. We'll boost this. I do that the clumsiest way every time. Okay, we're in 7 credits. And Beth looks like it'll fire. After image is cool. After image is absurdly strong. I want to try using this. Like, I want to play aggressive criminal and just play like penumbral toolkit. Like in Gabe, it's basically a hedge fund, right? And then you could just run after image with minimal support. That's the hope. But like, this is just good enough that you could probably play this in any deck. All right, so they need to do install advanced events, and this is the 4-3. Encounter's my new Snurf name, and co-neuter. Because the name's after image was incredible. Mantle's different with Netrunner since it comes 2 credits per turn instead of 1, yeah. Play stealth as? We did, Jessica, it was good. You shared your list. Oh, hey, fucking barrier breaker. Take that, border control. Do we run R&D for a single? I think we do. Yeah, we run R&D for a single. We'll draw once for a... That's a restricted card? The fuck? Okay. Oh, wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. Can't break. Hold on, I can't break it. Wasn't Josh Quinlan playing Stealth Lee though? Was first GNK? Yeah. Dude, barrier? Yeah, we figured it out. I guess we trashed a Rozeki for a Blackstone. Man, I just want more MU. Oh, we have MU. We have Cyberdelia. Seems too slow though. Seems a bit too slow. Or do we just run HQ? But then they could res this thing. No matter what we want to run once per turn, I think we'll just get the Blackstone down, whatever. We can eat the credits. They could border control here, which would be fine. As long as they don't win. We actually could consider giving them money. I don't know if it matters that much. If they have Ash, it does matter a bit more, but our money's kind of not great anyways. I put number 2 kid Penrose, top hat, inside, code red, cold read, Cabinessa list. Very fun, the limit on resources to play. Interesting. Pay 2 to bypass? Yep. I said, yep. That was wrong. That shouldn't have happened. That's better. Did I do that right or did I do that wrong? I think I won too many credits. I wonder if they border control this. We don't have Bologna money, which sucks. Oh no, we do because of Netmerker. Win. That's our Archangel. Fuck, that's bad. 55 good dance for multi-access. Yeah, right. Didn't counting Archangel allowed subroutine to fire. So this is 6 strength, so we actually can't break it. Because we need to boost this twice. And we don't have 2 stealth credits. So it looks like Archangel is firing. And we can't boost it. Damn. Mantle's a bit broken with the after image. Yeah, okay. It just wouldn't click on Mantle. So it's Trace 6. That's a really bad access for us. I wonder what's the worst thing they can bounce. I imagine it's the after image. Or the Blackstone. Netmerker is annoying too, actually. Netmerker is probably better. This is also 4 credits worth of value. Yeah, okay. Now they have an Archangel, which is also hard to deal with. I have 1 Penrose because Influence, 2x after image, and then the Fractor's up in the air. I was last trying Tycoon was so much better than Mackler and better than Damara. Yeah, that's the criminal barrier problem. Damn. I feel like if we got down the after image earlier and didn't end up paying 9 to get through a Hydra, we would be in complete control of this game, or at least in a way better state. So I don't feel terrible if we lose this thing. Like, that's definitely on us. Forgot one thing. Is this our mastered edition? We're in a rough spot. Yeah, we are. Is it okay if I put Blackstone? Sure. All right, stealth is back. Does that not work? That worked last time. Okay. That was the first time we played it also. Yeah, that too. All right, quad advance. It's a paper trail. I see what they forgot. Trash all connections and job resources. Oh, we're fucked. We're fucked. Good game. Oh wait, this is not a connection or job. That's fine. That's fine. We lose Beth. We only lose Beth. This is fine. This is fine. Trace 1? Okay. Why'd they boost it? We just lost Beth. That's quite okay. Why 99 Carzal Infusion? What's up? It's 90. No. Nope. Why did I assume that? I'd assume that too. I did. All right, so we lost Beth. We're gonna make 3 credits at the top of our turn. They can score 15 minutes out to win. Their hand might have some agendas in it. They have 2 NGOs down, so if we can camp the remote, we're in a good spot. I feel like we can just sit back and get money. Unfortunately, well, we rerun once a turn. Let's draw into Dirty Laundry. Oh, that's good. That's a Dirty Laundry. Okay, so this doesn't matter. Mantle is probably a bit expensive. I honestly think Chameleon might be better. Oh no, we can do this into Stimhack, which is good. I feel like we just have to do this and then run Archives. So we just lose to 15 minutes here. I always do that in the worst possible way. So there's no way that this thing will matter. Let's play scarcity. Not ideal. The trick is to win before they can use those credits. I did try Rejig to rely on more on the Penrose as the main factor. That was fun. Yeah, that's really cool. I think this is a very interesting way to reprint whatever. What was the 1-cost-1 called that everyone played in stealth before it to make it more interesting? Uh-oh, restore? That's going to be for a daily quest. Oh, an NGO front. Value Town. Man, 3 credits to gain 8 and a whole turn. 3 clicks, 3 credits to gain 8. That's not good. That's not good. Like, isn't the daily quest better there? Stealth Andy was one of my favorite decks back in the day. Yeah, it was fun. It was really fun. All right, we just need to do things that are credit positive. Spec work is very credit positive, but what did we spec work? I feel like we might be at the point where we can just spec work Rizeki. This draws a lot of cards. Then we have the Akamatsu. Oh, Chameleon is interesting. Chameleon can deal with the border control. It's very click intensive. We have too many cards. I feel like we're at the point where we just want to get Aesops down to ensure that we have money and start pawning things over and over again. So we have Blackstone, which is really expensive. We have Gauss and Chameleon. I feel like we shouldn't ever play Blackstone unless we have another modded, but I think we played 2 of 2 modded. Oh, we have another modded, thank God. Okay, that's really good. Rejig is also super valuable. We can rejig literally anything. Like we can rejig our console if we need to. So misdirection, I think we'll just lose if they get us. Cyberdelia, we probably don't need it. And then we have to throw one more card here. And Akamatsu is cheap MU, which is probably a bit better. I don't know. Gauss or Chameleon? Gauss or Chameleon? I feel like Chameleon's just more flexible. So then fuck Blackstone. 90, that's okay. My bad. We have 2 misdirection. Yeah, we do have 2. And our money seems a bit better than theirs. They're going to be up on 12 at least to start. Tycoon, you get 2, I get 3. It does also have pad tap and boomerang. So Tycoon, yeah, Tycoon's not that bad if you have pad tap. It's a lot better. But it doesn't work with that econ denial. But I guess you're not playing 419, so whatever. Okay, so if this is another copy of the Hollywood grid, we are fucked. If it is anything else, we're okay. And this could have been the border control. They could have a second on the remote. And the chance of this being, like, I think we just stim hack this. How many interdictions do we have? 2? So it's... No, we can't play around interdiction. And they credited instead of advancing this card once more. So it looks like they need exactly 12 credits. I'm going to go ahead and pawn that. Do we just stim hack it? I feel like we might just stim hack it, but we need a way to deal with barriers. So it's, I think we install Gauss, stim hack, and then run again. Gauss stim pulls the deck. Yeah, it's cheaper. Yeah, exactly. That gets a run. So play the Gauss, we'll stim hack server 1. We always could have pulled a Palangi too. Like we could have, oh, Cabo can't pull viruses. No, you can't actually pull a Palangi. Rejig the decoder. Oh, that was also another option that's actually pretty good, but the Gauss is good as is. You're right though, that's definitely not bad brick. What's up? So they're gonna gain 2 credits on this. We're gonna break this for 4. I'm not gonna use my stealth credits just yet because some of our programs require it. All right, so I think that's the second time their ability is fired all game. So this is again why GameNet I really don't like as an identity. They made 3 credits. It's turn 14. Like just play as Mari. Unless 17 influence is really important to you. I'm gonna say that and then we're gonna lose to those 2 credits. And then pull the Gauss from the deck. Oh, pulling the Gauss from the deck is cheaper. You're right. Oh, that is a fuck up. Gauss would be 1 credit cheaper. If we lose by 1 credit, we know what we did. Because we could always just Cabo from the deck and it thins our deck and it makes our next card draw from the stim hack better. You're 100% right. Yeah, that's a fuck up. Now, the worst case, if there's another Hydra here or something, we can only do the bypass once. So the second time around, we'll have to break it, which can actually be pretty expensive for stealth. 1 for 2 is at least better than it could be. But Surveyor here is a problem. I don't think we have any tricks for Surveyor. There's no like, it doesn't, Deus Ex doesn't do it. Is this AP? Oh, we always could Deus Ex Hydra. That's really cheap. 2 stealth credits, though, is pretty good. FC3, okay. That's more money for them than us. So we can also just trash cards instead of trashing all of it, but I feel like 1 credit is not bad. We can do that if we have to come back. So we're going to get the stealth credit. We only have to spend 1 stealth credit for the boost, which puts a credit on Net Mercur, so that was only 3 credits to go through. It's pretty good. Can Deus Ex that too. Oh, this is also AP. Yeah, cool. You can rejig the after image? Oh yeah, totally. We can just rejig that and run back if we really need it. So it looks like we're gonna win if there's an Ash here, but if there is their thing, it's a problem. Event program. So compile misdirection into nanotech. So I think we're gonna also break that so they don't make money. So it's 1 for strength, which we actually have to spend stealth, which means we still have stealth to run back, and then we'll break code gate subroutines. Excuse me. We'll gain 3, lose 3. I'm worried about the gain 3 as well in case they have Ash. All right, and they exactly have 5 credits. So if they end up rezzing their Mumbad City, or sorry, what's it called, Old Hollywood Grid, they can't score the agenda this turn at least. Looks like it is. It's either Nash or an Old Hollywood. It's an Old Hollywood, so they're down to 0. So we still have the Exorcist card, so if it's something that fires off, so it's a corporate sales team. So we know exactly if we can get back or not. And we draw a card off of this, so hopefully we get money. We got Compile. Okay, so we got to think whether we can get through this. We know we have to get through this, which is 4 credits. This is free, and then we have to get through this. So I think we just pull Deus Ex and we win. I just don't want to fuck this up. How much is Deus Ex? I haven't played Deus Ex in a long time. Deus Ex is 2 credits, so we'd be on 4. We run this, we spend 4 on this, we get through this. Yeah, we just pull Deus Ex, we win. And we still have 2 credits on Netmarker. Okay, cool. Damn, that's cool. No, actually, we don't lose more credits. We only lay 3 on this because we can't lose another one. That's GG. 2 with Woo can be piled if it was more. Yeah, totally. So continue to counter ice. Break any number of AP subroutines. Damn, there's a lot of AP ice in here. The fact that that was FC3 actually was probably one of the worst for them, admittedly. Continue to counter ice. Event program resource, we can lose 3. That's fine. And then that is the corporate sales team. Pull it off. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Good game. I love the Hollywood. So they're also playing one of every agenda, right? How nutty is the spread? Yeah, that's the bummer. It's a really expensive card, but like there's no other ability in the deck in the game that says can't steal. I thought it was an Ash too, and Ash would have been good for them because it fires the ability. But again, like that game, they got 3 credits from their ability, technically 5, but the last one was on the last turn, so it didn't matter. It's only one of. Ooh, I didn't realize that much, but no, that's not true. Oh, for agendas. Yeah, not for their deck because we saw 2 of these, let alone two slot machines. 3x Old Hollywood. Yeah, cool. Easy Shaper Bullshit. Yeah, it's really cool. Like Shaper Bullshit is fun. I'll play another one of this. Like I think that's what I like about this deck too is it's slightly different from Max, where the more you play it, the better I can see you getting at playing the deck, which is Max has a bit more randomness to this, but this one actually like you have to play it, and we I think considerably misplayed, and we still had a lot of options on that turn, and we still misplayed that. Like gousing our deck, all that stuff was really important. You should be surprised how much AP there is. I like their list. I'd be interested to try this. I wonder if Old Hollywood is good enough. Stock MC informant for the film critic. Yeah. Oh yeah, we probably should have pieced that together if they were MCing us so heavily that they were in Old Hollywood. But like, it's not like we were gonna ever guess Old Hollywood. But that makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense. Have you tried another faction? Like, you know, as Mari that gives you money? Or I mean identity. Yeah, I don't know. It's just a bummer that this ability, it's so hard for it to fire that you actually have to do something really, really specific. Otherwise, like, I don't know. It does encourage us not to interact with them, which is meaningful. It's our first time with the list. You did fine. Just be more aggressive with Woo's ability. Yeah, I think we fired Woo's ability once, which seems like a fuck up considering the deck. What the deck looks like. That's cool. Let's do it again. We did make a couple like considerable fuck ups. It's the best I've seen you play Shaper in forever. Ooh, after I said that was the worst we played in a while. I'll take it, I guess. Hey, cheers. Thanks for the game. Full list of APIs right now. Recognize any of these? Yeah, let's actually take a look at that. So this is the list of APIs. So the things that Deus Ex is good against. I opened this in wait, is this the right deck list? No, I just didn't copy it, excuse me. Still didn't copy it. Great. Here we go. This is APIs. So let's just do full cards just to see what we're dealing with. So there's 51 ice. Obviously some of these are going to be deprecated. So let's talk about the ones that Deus Ex is actually worth dealing with. And it's also important to know Deus Ex just deals with traps. Any trap that doesn't add damage specifically, and snare. So if you just have it installed, it's good enough. Ikey doesn't matter. Anansi, yeah, that's worth dealing with. Brainstorm is actually worth dealing with on the fact that it deals with cheesy Brainstorm combo decks that add like multiple subroutines. I'm not scared of Chitana. Chiashi, that's cute. Cobra, fine. Cortex Lock is cute, but yeah, we can deal with sentries. DNA Tracker, that's really good. Envelope is fine. FC is fine. FC 2 and 3 are pretty good. I'm not scared about Flare modernly. Also good for Prana Condenser. Yeah, and Ronin. Like anything that's gonna like trick and trap you on their turn. I'm not worried about Heimdall's. Hydra is really good to deal with. Kakugo, again. I feel like there's better ways to deal with. Kamainu's good. Again, multi-subs. Kamainu, you can get through that as well. Mouselis is, yeah, that's actually reasonable. But I guess with Stealth, you can deal with that a bit better. Yeah, everyone plays Noreen. Next Diamond, next Gold, all that sort of like lethal cheese, Saisantan. Interestingly enough, too, you can also, like, it's a bit hard for the deck, but I imagine if you run Panchatantra, you can also deal with other things that are hard to deal with. I guess you're already pretty good at Tour Guide if you have Stealth credits, but stuff like that. Tier, that's fantastic. Yakurai. Yeah, I think every faction has stuff, besides maybe Wayland, that are worth playing around. Archer is not AP, right? Because it doesn't actually hit you. I think Archer is just a Destroyer, whatever it's called. Yeah, Destroyer. It's still good. Like, that deals with the fact that, like, a Jinteki reses their shit for 8, and then you break it for, what, 2? Feels okay. Don't need Pancha when every Shaper deck already has a Palangi. Yeah, so, Kyle, what's up? Yeah, the thing is, though, you can't make Palangi make something an AP ice. But, like, I think with After Image, it's a moot point regardless. And Palangi, yeah, still gives you all those options. Kaku, what's up? Are you playing again? Fancy a new opponent? Yeah, totally. We're gonna play another one. I'm just gonna start the game right now. I'll wait a second. No, but Palangi is 3x in the deck. You did well without it. Yes, you can. Yeah, the problem with Palangi is that you can't pull it with Cabinessa because it's a virus. So you just actually need to draw it, or you need to SMC for it. And we never like aggressively SMC'd for mostly anything. I think we popped SMC once. We are runner. Wait, Palangi can make it AP? I thought Palangi just said one of the... No, really? I thought Palangi just said barrier... Oh, wow, it's ice subtype. Oh, wow, I thought this was like, kind of like, I assume that this was like Panchatantra that says the opposite, that says not one of these. Oh, wow, that's kind of interesting. Hyped, all right, cool. There's a core experience tournament going on right now, and Atman Deus Ex for Swordsman is good. I could see that. That's really cool. Okay, Saraswati, so Deus Ex is cool for this. Hey, hey. Best of luck. So there's two kinds of Saraswati decks. One of them is like the kind of trap stuff where they just like jam June bugs and or other traps. Deus Ex is really good for checking a couple of those. But the other one is actually just like Glacier that gets value out of running Biovault, stuff like that. They kept their hand, which is scary. Our opening hand is like mediocre. Early Aesops is good. We don't have Beth, which would be great. Cast Scambo. We have Build Script modded. I'm going to actually ask Pink if this is worth keeping. I would actually consider mulliganing this because I don't think there's a really strong opening line. Compile early is good too, though. I don't know. I like the Rainbow Link in their name. I wonder if Rainbow is actually worth playing. I really doubt it. I feel like everyone can deal with a 4-strength ice cheaply, at least with one of their breakers. Yo, Pink, is this worth keeping? I don't know. Like, Aesops is obviously pretty good. It's okay, you can try for better. Perform more econ. Yeah, I feel the same way. Okay, cool. I feel like that win worse. I guess, obviously, we have the piece, but giving a trap deck that generally, if it is a trap deck, struggles with economy, giving them a fucking 5 credits turn 1 seems bad. Yeah. It's a fun one. That's a great piece. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like a lot of times if it's like a kind of, if we want to call this like a janky deck, their economy is not the priority. So giving them money lets them do bullshit. Like, do we just face check this? I would just face check this. I wouldn't piece. I would just compile this. Their plants and Millos took a hit. Yeah, I always love that when you play against P and they see your like 112 max deck. And they can still do that. It's worth noting that the 90 card is really good here. Yeah, unless we die to burst damage. I honestly, like, they can't res NGO front. I think I'd actually just run this. Like, at 4 credits, the worst thing here is Cortex Lock. I don't even think we need to compile. I'll just run it, see how it goes. Combine it would be bad, but they can't res it. Palangi compile in the opening hand's pretty good, so yeah. Feel free to compile or Deus Ex it. It's Odoroshi. Okay. Deus Ex would have been good here. Lamau! They couldn't afford it. It was either Junebug we lose or Cerebral Overrider, which they couldn't afford. Oh, well, my bad. Yeah, Deus Ex wouldn't have done that for that. So we know it's a trap deck, which is really good. Oh, that's great for us. So this is why giving him money is bad, right? I was like, fuck it, whatever. We'll lose on turn 1. Korshende, what's up? First time I ever cut a live stream. Andre, thanks for the years of content. Yo, cheers. Glad you've been watching for that long. That's fucking awesome. Glad you can make it as well. Welcome. That was close. All right, so this is just a trap deck. So the best thing we can do is get down our what's it called? Our Deus Ex and start accessing. Okay, they can't fire a snare, so we're just gonna go run singles. Beanstalk. Okay, I have no read on the deck. Beanstalk. Okay. Not anything I really want to install here. We'll go for another single. I mean another Beanstalk. And it's 3 Beanstalk. Bluffing Chaplain and Tenteki is so bad because no one cares if they lose. Yeah, exactly. Like, I was just like, fuck it, we can start another game if this goes bad. Slot machine, ding, ding, ding. Let's have a try to equivocation then. Yeah, the only problem with equivocation is like if this is specifically a Cortex lock. But yeah, equivocation could have been really good there. I guess if it's a Cortex lock, we only take 3. But like, this is why I never like playing Peace. Like, I don't want to play Peace. Their economy is in garbage right now, and they can't threaten snare. Like, they have to do credit here. Or sorry, Beanstalk. Okay, so now we can give them money. Whatever. Let's set up double equivocation. Oh, it's unique. From deck, I mean it's cheaper. Not liking anything too much here. We'll play the Mantle. It's a Rozeki, right? So let's see if they play another Beanstalk. That'd be nice to know. And they're up on 10, which is a good place to start after you end your turn on, beginning your turn on 2 last turn. All right, so these are some influence. These are influence. And like right now it's, I don't know what we can do. Like we don't have an econ denial, so it's just gonna basically, is it a trap or not? Okay. I don't know. Oh, okay, now they have it. All right, so we're on one hand. I guess we lose. All right, so they had 2, and it's game. I don't know if we can do anything smart now. So we died a snare. We lost Blackstone, and that's fine. We can still run singles. I have 2, so I can throw them at the corp whenever the Port Elite lose. Run HQ for glory? Yeah, I think we can just make a run here. I don't think there's anything we die to. All the APIs, anything that does damage will be AP, and we can deal with a snare. And we want to use this before it gets removed from the game. It's an Engram flush. That's fine. We died in Neural. I guess we can draw once. They called Event, so nothing happens. They know the 1 card in hand. This doesn't do net damage, which is really cool. It's a really strong ability. It's a Junebug, we'll trash that. All right, looks like that's all their deck is. So we died to a single Neural. I feel like it would be stupid to run because they can pull this card out of our hand. I guess we can run HQ. By the way, I like see your take on old Hollywood grid deck. I'll compose a deck list to improve it. That'd be interesting. Okay, well, fuck. I guess we died to single Neural. Little subs fire. They name program, so we lose the Plongi. We still don't die to single net damage, and this is going to be removed from the end of the term. It's a genotyping. All right, so there's recursion as well. SMC to Deus Ex if you need be for the rest of the game. Yeah, you're right. We can get an SMC on the table. We're just going to have to draw it, though. Or, I mean, like, yeah, you could cabin SMC for a Deus, and I think that's going to be a really big deal. We only have 1 more Deus, though, and this one we can't recur because it's removed from the game. So if they have a Neural, we lose. But like now, right now, it's really hard to interact with them. All of their traps will be lethal if we don't keep a Deus. So it's just going to be about recurring Deuses over and over again. Genotyping? Wow. I guess that's not draw. It's just recursion. We have no expose either, so like traps. So they trash the top 2 cards of R&D and they get to put 4 back, so. Yeah, Cerebral is rough. So I was going to run there like on the idea that was a Junebug. The chance of it being another Cerebral is low. The fact that like we didn't break this and they got 3 more advancements on it, I think was the worst part. Like if we broke this, then any trap that we could have got would have been worse. So I think letting this fire was a mistake. We could have dealt with it. So 2 unseen cards and a Cerebral Overrider. So there's a Cerebral Overrider there, and one of the card, both of the cards they trashed, they didn't like this the sign of, or the, you know what I'm trying to say. Beth is good sometimes, not right now. We'll draw again. Here, this doesn't increase our hand size. No, I think we'll just SMC into Deus Ex, just so we can't die to, I don't know, Ronin. And we can use this token to get Deus Ex. And then I guess we'll install Beth because we have to throw something else out. How come you play NBN so rarely? I binged through entire YT channel in quarantine. I can't stress how rarely you rock yellow. So there's not a lot of NBN that I like too much. I don't know. It's an interesting question. Asmari NBN decks are all very, very, very similar. Most of the ones that just run, you know, a couple agenda points, 6 agendas, and then just do Glacier, they do very honest. Then you can just play Seahorse hard-hitting news, which is exciting. But when you land that, a lot of times it's just like, oh, I won the game. And it's hard to interact with that right now, which is kind of rough. I play CTM probably the most out of anything, and I think that deck's actually kind of fun, but there's some matchups that are just miserable. It's just not my favorite faction, really. And like as much as NBN there is, I think NBN probably has, actually I don't know if that's actually true, but there's a lot of NBN identities that get no play out of all the color space. Like in terms of NBN identities that would be exciting to play, I think there's only 2 modernly, right? Like if you're not playing some wild weird stuff, right? Try and make a Spark deck work, but Spark is just an acid spam deck that I'm convinced is going to be way worse. Like just the idea of a Spark, if you get a really good Spark game and you rob the runner, maybe say 10 credits is really good, you rob the runner way more money than that by playing CTM. You just do. So like that idea, just I never like doing something that you could do in something else better. Like I love interesting, unique ideas, but then we try to do something that's like actually unique to that shell. And just running a lot of assets and upgrades so they get spammed out, like you can just do it better in somebody else, in another you know, in another faction, which is a bummer. NBN is my least favorite faction. Harpsichord is the only NBN idea I've ever made like. And yeah, Harpsichord's cool. Harpsichord's a reason to play it because it's wild and interesting and different. But like all the other ones are, is this kind of deck you expected to face? When I saw Saraswati, yes. Anakim could help. Yeah, Anakim could be good. Anakim is compressed card draw, which is pretty nice. It makes us bad against Cortex Lock, but I'm not that worried about that. We can just Dirty Light or Laundry Archives. It plays around shipment from Tenon, I guess. And they still need to score out, right? Like, it's almost impossible for us to steal Obokata anymore, which is an issue, but that's the worst. I wrote Sarawati. Staple GameNet to Spark. Yeah, right? Yeah, I don't know. I think NBN doesn't have a lot of options that excite me right now. And the ways that they can win the game are like tied. It's tied to 2 cards largely, and then splashing border control, stuff like that. I know you're right, but Spark was always one of my favorite, and it kills me how it isn't. Yeah, I get why people like Spark. Like, I like the idea of Spark in terms of like mechanics. I think that's really cool. I hate playing Spark. Not hate, that's way too strong. I'm a lot of times annoyed playing Spark on JNet because it's one of those ones where at any trigger you could fire it and then you have to rewind time. Like it's a bit fiddly on JNet as well. I'd rather play it in person if anything. You can go full credit denial Spark and use it to leverage punitives or something like that, but you can't go full credit denial Spark. Like if you're really, really, really lucky, you deny 1 credit early game so that they can't play, or 2 credits early game so they can't play hedge fund. That's true. That's a thing. And then from that point on, you're gonna do maybe 7 to 8 damage. That's it. If you do like D-res stuff, yeah, maybe a bit more than that, but it's not more than like CTM turn 1. Oh, Armitage, that's cool. We can do nothing. Verna, what's up? Hello, Andrew. How are you doing? I'm doing well, thank you. Soul is still legal? Hopefully not much longer. Did anybody see this, actually? Nisei posted saying that their most wanted list will be changed soon, and they wrote a section. I'll just pull it up. I don't know if y'all noticed this, but I know we've been complaining a bit about currents recently, and Michael posted this line here. We realize that the current situation has made players impatient for a shakeup in the meta, and current is in italics if we have to hammer that home even higher there. So I'm assuming there's going to be changes to current. There you go. It's a run-in, so we're going to prevent the damage. Oh, what? I misclicked. We're gonna prevent the damage. We'll prevent the damage. All right, so they advanced the Ronin up. Poor timing on that one. Yeah, that was rough. Awesome to hear you're doing well. Hey, cheers. Saul's getting mildly inconvenienced by the expected ban of currents. I think it's fine. Hopefully it's not just currents. Yeah, it would be fun if all currents go away. I'm fine. Maybe all currents that are good go away. Like, what's the chance that you can just let currents be an NBN thing, but make them not strong? I'd be fine with that too. Like, what about if the only currents you could play are the ones that are like, first time you make a run, pay a credit, or to steal an agenda, pay 2. Like the ones that aren't game breaking, but then you just say NBN only has them. I'd be fine with that. It means you can keep Newshound. It means you can keep Order Soul. I'd be totally fine with that if current was just an NBN thing. Maybe that's not the most elegant. Probably shouldn't have drawn past the nanotech. But it's so hard for us now. We need Simulchip to be able to get past anything. I guess we can install the Oiler, whatever. And then we can deuce his next turn to draw 3. Eh. Speaking of MWL, do you think Mati is ever coming back? No, I don't think. So I think Mati is just always going to be too good. It's really, 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 really strong. And apparently runners right now need more help than Corpse. Maybe targeted marketing comes back and it's the only legal current. Yeah, stuff like that. Like cards like that are fine. It's fine. I doubt Mati is absurd. Yeah, Mati is really good. I hope Mati never comes back. Awful ID. I don't think it's an awful ID. I think Mati is a very, very powerful identity. So, okay, wait, we have to look at these cards before they do anything. It's incredibly powerful so that if you're not playing a tier 1 deck, you're in a really bad spot. I think that's a case, and it absolutely rushes anybody else out of the game. Like, I agree with that 100%. But against like 2 powerful decks, it's fun. Like playing the top tier deck against Mati is really fun. All right, so if we don't get a Simulchip down, we lose to Ronin, or we can check archives, and we should have screenshotted that to figure out what the cards are. I really also this card's annoying because it tests your memory in a way that you can only fix by note taking. It's silly as Mati has been fine. It was at the start of the run rather than on approach. Yeah, there's ways to reword Mati that I think would be fascinating. All right, let's just get a Simulchip. We didn't. Of course we didn't. So we died to Ronin no matter what. So I guess we run this and just hope. So I guess we run archives first. I don't know. Our chance of not dying here is so low. Different viewpoint and awful, but yes. But T has a fun idea to watch, but never want to play against it. Yeah, like it produces top tournament like gameplay. It's really exciting. It's another one of these Engram. I don't think our cards in their hand matter too much, so we can actually probably let that fire. Well, they choose the type first, so we'll see what they choose, and then we'll decide if we break it. It'd be crazy with Kayambe. There's so many reasons it would be crazy right now. They named Event. Okay, so we don't have to break it. Fantastic. Pre-border control Mati was wholesome. Did that Mati exist before border control? I guess it must have. I remember before Mati was released, someone had me play against it on JNet so they could try it out, and I felt literally I could not play the game. It encourages you to have like David and stuff like that, which some of those did rotate. Mati is also really strong against Boomerang. There's an Obokota protocol and everything else. So we know that this is a brain damage card, so we don't actually wait. What? Yeah, we know that that's a brain damage card, so we don't have to run it. Drawing up one more and running to steal Obokata protocol is nice, but we won't. So they trashed an Obokata and they reinstalled this, the brain damage card, so we don't have to interact with them. We could basically throw 2 of these cards out and then just take Armitage. That's fine. Oh, actually, we could also run for a single here. It's a bit risky. It's a cerebral. Yeah, we know it's a cerebral. It's worth writing down every card in the fucking archives. It's kind of annoying. Pre-border control Matisse still said you literally have to be able to break all ice before you can run or face checking the worst thing. Yes, it did say that. So it's hard for us to steal Obokata. Snare will be lethal if they're under, well, they're actually under 3, so under 4, so we could actually run centrals. And they run back channels just to make money. Okay, so now they have money back. Okay, so they're just going to do that over and over again. So at one point, we just want to draw and run archives and hopefully not get punitive. So we just need to make sure we have more money than them. Build script will draw 3. Rejig is cool. Add an installed program piece of hardware to your grip. If you do, you may install piece of hardware, pick X less. So we can't rejig Deus Ex because it's in our heap. So we just need to draw Simulchips. Fuck it, we install the Pawn Shop. This is where I wish this was Film Critic. Pink, could we just run a Film Critic instead of Aesop's Pawn Shop? Is that actually this good? I feel like the rejig was probably a bit more flexible, especially with Woo. Triple draw run, get oboe if we get event. Yeah, I just want to make sure that we have punitive money because they're running Beanstalk, which might mean they're on counter surveillance. Oh, it's another Kakarembo. Gotta fucking screenshot this shit. Crowdfunding needs to stay dead. Crowdfunding is a card I never want to come back. Yeah, crowdfunding is a bit good. I really like playing against Mati, but I think Anarch was the only feasible matchup. Shaper was tough, Criminal was impossible. Criminal was not impossible, it's hard though. Freeing crowdfunding and Mati insta solves the meta problems we have. Why do you say that, Rob? Found that non cards mean I didn't need FC that much. Yeah, I think this is probably a corner case of it being good. Alright, so I guess we run archives. We'll draw once so we don't die to double breached. We'll draw again. So we'll run archives. At least this removes itself from the game. Alright, let's see what they call here. They didn't call event last time. So if this is a, what's it called? We have to get it if it's a Ronin. To name hardware? Fine. There's nothing that fires damage besides Breach Dome from archives, right? Obokata, oh, there's a Breach Dome. So we lost Engram and Casts, that's fine. And so now we have to look at this and look at that, and we have to compare these two. So what are we looking? Oh, it shuffles archives. That's actually really good. That just makes it more annoying. So it's not the back channels. It could be Ronin. It can be Obokata. Okay, hold on. So it looks like it. I don't know. I don't know. What is it? Fetal? Fetal doesn't fire damage from archives, I don't think. Or does it? I don't think Fetal fires from archives. There haven't been any news on System Core, right? No, they said it would be happening soon. Their article that we just quoted said that they're still doing testing on it. Why don't you just tell me what card it is? Okay, so this is really annoying. So, okay, it has to be, I'm pointing at the screen right now to help. Ronin is fine. Obokata's fine. Hedge Fund's still in there. Gamble's still in there. Junebug's still in there. Back Channel is obviously still in there. The Cerebral Overrater's in there. So it has to be the one face down card. So we have no idea what this is. So if it's a Ronin, we lose. Might be the second Overrater. Yeah, it could be. Cadold, how's it going? Greetings. How you doing? Never mind, mixed two screens. What's up, Jeff? All these cards that were in archives are still there. Yeah, it looks like it is. So it's a one unknown card. So like if it's a Ronin, we die. If it's not a Ronin, we die anyways. The chance of it being Ronin are less than the chance of it being Ronin, because I imagine they would install the Ronin. So I'm just going to do nothing and hope we don't die. Which we might just die. Yeah, it easily could be another Ronin. We just lose. There's not much we can interact with. It looks like it's not the Ronin. Otherwise, we would have died. So that's fine. They also can just build up double neural and kill us eventually. They Saraswati another card. Okay. Yeah, we'll draw. Still nothing. We still... I think we have to go for singles here. This means that we can steal Obokata or Snare. So I know these cards would be cool to install, but we're not going to. Have you ever played Arkham Horror LCG? Just curious. I own every Arkham Horror product besides the games, besides the books. Wow. I really like it. Oh, they didn't program. They keep missing. That's wild. Yeah, I love Arkham. I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. Hey, good to hear. Spec work, go get the oboe? Oh, we could. I'd rather leave the oboe there until, yes. Until we need to. It's probably not going anywhere. But like if we do that, we can die to, I don't know, punitives and stuff like that. So I don't know. I'd rather just see what's in their hand, I guess. Install the Mercur, you could use it to draw. Oh, that's true actually. There's a Ronin, that's good to know. Yeah, I think installing the Mercur to draw is actually very, very relevant in this matchup, Kyle. Thank you. And now we're gonna have to discard things. We already played events, so we can just do that, throw it. I don't know, spec work is kind of good because it's a burst draw. This is 3 cards draw. So 2 Ronins are out, so the chance of us dying is a bit lower. Awesome. Any chance you ever stream Arkham? The only way to stream Arkham, I think, in a meaningful way would be off Tabletop Simulator, and they did just take down the mod that everyone plays. I do have it backed up, and we did play it last night, and it's kind of one of the better, it's the best way to play Arkham not in person. And I understand why they took it down. Obviously, it's a bit of a bummer. So maybe there's like a lot of interest in streaming other stuff too, like Arkham Horror, Doomtown and stuff like that, but none of that I'm very unlikely to do on this channel. I want this just to be a Netrunner channel, so it's very easy for people to subscribe to this and to know what they're getting into, but I'll keep that in mind for sure. I'm guessing you're allowed to write down the face-ups and archives when your opponent plays Kakarembo, like you're allowed to, hey, can I note this down before you flip them? I don't actually know if there's rules to do that. They also could threaten to score out all in one turn. There's a simul chip. That's huge. So we just need a simul chip down, and we can do it this turn because we trashed a card. And then we can just play Turning Wheel and hopefully not die. I don't know if we did that preemptively. And now we can just bounce and get Turning Wheel tokens over and over again. They took down Ticket to Ride also. Oh, fuck. Unless someone hacks and does Doomtown. Gross, that's a lot of 2 costs, 5 strength ice. That's some good old ice. Ooh, the whole board. This is where you play Atman, right? I'm so guessed. Only 1 card now. All right, they guessed it. I'm not gonna, I don't want to threaten dying to double neural, which I guess it would have to be triple neural. So we're actually gonna break this, which we wanted to do anyways. What's 5? Fuck me. Oh, that's miserable. It's 5? No, what? Oh, this is Euler. I thought this was Penrose. Of course it's 5. Yeah, whatever. It's only 4. Yeah, I think FFG took down all mods of their games on TTS. They did. So we're not going to access here because we could die to snare. So we're just going to jack out to get the Turning Wheel token. That's really expensive. How do you feel about other FFG LCGs? There hasn't been one that I've tried that I'd care enough to play, like to follow. FFG LCGs, like I've never actually tried Legend 5 Ring, but it doesn't look like my thing. Never played. I'm not a big Star Wars fan. I have played a bit of, like I have 5 decks of Keyforge, and it's a fun thing to pick up. But it's not something I would make like a lifestyle hobby sort of thing out of. Or there's Bad as Permanent. Yeah, I really thought it was another card. Whoops. Oh, I have a full double core set of Game of Thrones. It's neat. It's neat. I think it has, at least in the core set environment, a really big problem of if I'm winning, you're losing, way harder than anything else, and I really don't like that too much. If you know what I mean by that. Ooh, what's Stim Hack? Ooh, After Image. After Image is good. That's worth playing. We don't want to modded it. We can always draw during the run. Is FNG protecting their IP, but timing? Yeah, the timing, like that's the problem. Like the timing is kind of ghoulish that they took it down. Like it's totally in their rights to take it down. It's unfortunate that they're doing it, but admittedly they probably have the most numbers playing it, and they also probably have the least other things going on right now if they're waiting for shipment. So like it makes sense why they took it down, considering there are probably hundreds of people playing it, and that's hard to turn a blind eye to. But the fact that they took down the best unlicensed digital way to play their game in a world where you can only play the game digitally, yeah, the optics are pretty rough. They're pretty bad. And I was upset about that, but like at the end of the day, yeah, I understand. So what did I miss in the first hour? Any interesting news? News? Not really. No, we just played this deck once and it was really fun. And now we're struggling with one hand size. Like we need to check one of these. And what happens? Like 1 net damage doesn't matter. 1 brain damage is like a bit impactful. I think we can check one of these. Fuck it, I'm checking it. We could lose here, obviously. 90 card boo, yeah, it is. It's a Philotic. Ooh, okay. At this point, I guess we modded out a Akamatsu menship. Or no, I'd rather actually just take the Armitage so that punitives are a bit harder. Good call, Twitch chat. What did Twitch chat call? Calling it S4 as an agenda? Oh, I didn't even see that. Nice call. Also, Jessica agreed, yeah. Very good. Oh, Mushin no Shin! All right. No ice. You don't need ice. You don't need ice. You got fucking traps. Let's go. 2 runs are out, though, so like there's very little we have to run. Now, like the worst case scenario is they do like advance, play current, win. But I guess we can wait for that to happen. Nice steal. Damn, we're good. All right, I guess we'll just run R&D. It's a good way to defuse traps. Oh, this is so expensive. Continue to counterize. Think we can carry on with all that BD? I own Journey in Middle Earth and was playing on TTS with friends. Shame that it gets taken away even though I bought the game. We're just changing the medium from it. Exactly, yeah. That's like I think I would assume most of the people playing Arkham on Tabletop Simulator owned the product, which is a bummer. All right, Resource is probably the call here. Show Force is scary. Does anyone play that? I think this deck easily could, and you're right. Show Force we die to, and there's nothing we can do about that. Oh, excuse me. They named a vent. Nice. All right, they know our grip. Yeah, we could die to Show Force. Modding at the Akamatsu's hashtag value. We could have considered it. Love the way we're able to keep drawing and throw cards away against a deck trying to kill us. Yeah, that's really cool that we can just keep drawing and we don't have to care. So here I'm going to use this to boost, to draw cards so we don't die to Snare. And a successful run is another Odoroshi, which gives us a turning wheel counter. From here we could run HQ. They know our hand though, so this gets a bit scarier. I think we'll actually just install the other Armitage. We easily die to... Why does it want us to take credits? I guess we could use Nemaker for anything. We could die to Show of Force for sure. But like, I don't know. How would we die to Snare? Well, we wouldn't die to Snare. We would force us to use our Deus Ex, and we want to keep our Deus Ex on the table so we don't die to anything else. So they scored a Future Perfect. That's fine. They still need to score a bit out. So they moosh into Future Perfect. Yeah, this is the 90 card deck Arash. I don't know if I said hi. And they got another card on the table. I think we can run it as long as we draw once. Which we can do clicklessly. I'm gonna fuck up this at one point. Yo, this is better than Rozeki because this is GameNet. A June bug. Okay, they can fire that. That's fine. No. Do we trash that? If we don't trash it, they can back channels it. But if we trash it, it means that it's a target for Kakurenbo, let alone recursion. So I don't think we're gonna trash it. If we trash it, it also deals with the reprisals, which we want to avoid. So I don't think we're gonna run this turn. I think we're just gonna get some sweet, sweet money. Oh, in theory we could pawn this, so I guess we'll empty that one out. S6, not an agenda. You called that too late, Janktivist. Doesn't count. Maybe it's a dumb question, but is there actually a legal issue with TTS mods for games like Ticket to Ride Arkham? Yeah, it's 100%. It is illegal. You are distributing their shit. Yeah, you can't do it. Turning wheel counter? We could. It's just really expensive. Still costs 5. They're icing that up. Okay. Yeah, we'll pawn this, whatever. It's good to... I don't... It's actually good to keep. Draw. SMC... Not great. Draw. Diesel's good, but we want to keep that in our hand next turn so then we can pop off and get some accesses. Like, I'm pretty sure that we can... We know that we only need to get one more agenda, right? Because there's still an Obokata in the archives. So I think we want to just next turn Diesel and then run R&D and see hopefully 2 cards and then run archives and next turn and maybe win. So hopefully we just don't lose before that happens. So we'll just take 2. In theory, getting another turning wheel shouldn't matter. So I'll just do that and discard down to a Diesel. If we don't run also, they can't neural us. What's the ice in front of S2? This is an Odoroshi, which is from Rain and Reverie. It's interesting. It's a cheap high-strength sentry and has an ability that lets them get free counters, and then we can pay 3 credits to not access a card. And it's in a server, the installed card. It doesn't have to be in its server. So that's actually a really big deal. Drawing into another Simul chip would also be sweet. Okay, they're mooshing, so it's unlikely. There's a chance we lose next turn. They could do advance, and then advance a 2, and then we could lose. So that's a bit of a bummer. Yeah, we could lose next turn. They could do advance, and they can score like a House of Knives and a 3-pointer. So I don't know. We basically have to like hope it's not a cerebral overrider. Like if it's a June bug, but we know that there's 2 June bugs, so the chance of it being an overrider is a bit high. Chat, how do you feel about Server 7? Is Cryptic's actually boredom incarnate? Yeah, it kind of is when you're on 1 card. Like you just can't do a lot of things. Deuces Wild is good because it's click compression and lets us see more cards. So I think we can Deuces. No thanks. So we'll draw 2. We'll expose this ice. It's an Odoroshi, yeah, of course. And then we'll run R&D or HQ. I'd rather run R&D. continued encounter. Let's see what they call. We have a lot of cards. I've played a lot of prison decks. Unless you're inspiring Jank Master, now I'm playing this as Jank though. This Corp actually boredom. Oh, excuse me. Arushi's Myriad 54 card deck. It's interesting. Some decks they called Event, which will hit 2, so we're actually going to break it. So we're going to boost this to draw a card. Our money doesn't matter too much, so we'll just break this for 5, and we'll continue. We'll see 2 cards. Yeah. Hopefully we win. Back channels, hedge fund. No, looks like we don't. So I think we just run archives right now. It's a good time to do it. That was a reason to get another training wheel. Then maybe we can run HQ last click. The Swati is very uninspiring. Yeah, it's just basically jamming stuff into a remote. So if it's a trap, we die. If it's not, we don't. It's like very simple. This is the sort of deck that if you play like 419, if you play Criminal, if you play any Econ Denial, like you're a lot better off. Obviously, also, I think if we just played, unless they have a way to deal with it, if we play, what's it called? Caldera, I think they're in a bad spot. They named Resource this time? Oh, okay, well, you don't have to break it that time. I think you should call the same thing if we broke it the first time when you called it. Why run archives? Yeah, there's an Obokata in there. And a Breached, of course. So hopefully we keep the Diesel. That's good. Fuck. Spoke too soon. So from here, Punitive is not an issue, but again, they can win in this turn. So we're on game point. We know that they're going to draw a reversed, or what's it called? Whatever this thing's called, a back channels. We also didn't learn anything really about archives itself. It looks also when we ran HQ, we just hit the same Beanstalk 3 times, which is a bit of a bummer. And from here, we could run HQ for single, but then we'd pop our Deus Ex, and then we'd be weak to Ronin if we hit a snare. So I'm just going to take 2 credits. It's a shame that we lost our Diesel. Run 7, got a Hail Mary 7. The chance of them winning is a bit low. You're right that in theory we do, but I don't know. It has to be 2 agendas on the table, 1 a 3-pointer, 1 a 1-pointer. It looks like it is, yeah, so I think we lost. Yeah, so run 7 was the game. Oh, no, back channels. Okay, we're still in it. Okay, I don't... They're on 17 credits. I don't actually think they can use their money in any meaningful way, so I don't know why. Ooh, spec work. I don't want spec work at the mantle because it's a card draw. It has to be a program, right? We have no MU. Huh. I guess we spec work in the nanotech, and then we can run centrals. Actually, it's probably best to spec work the after image. I think the stealth clause on this is going to be a bit more liability. Oh, simulchip. We need to install that. It breathes so much life into our game. Hey, when I use Cabinessa, it doesn't let me call breakers. Is that normal? Oh, no, you should be able to pull breakers from your deck. You're probably right. Yeah, I'd rather not rely on the stealth because we're not keeping our stealth credits around. I think we need to install simulchip here. It's so good with the Deus Ex that I think we draw once, install, and then run. We'll run HQ for a single. And we can always boost for a credit here. The card draw shouldn't matter if we're only accessing 1 card. Actually, it should if we hit snare. Yeah, we'll draw a card. They name program. We'll break that. We pay 5 for a card. Yeah, I think we do. Whew. Clones aren't a people concern? No, it is. It definitely is. It's a future perfect. Okay, we have a chance of winning the game here. Okay. All right. Can we end this? Can we get it? Damn it. They paid 0. The perfect crime. Well, we know it's in there unless we lose this turn, which they could do advance, play the current. We did discard down to 1. The gamble draws us the most cards. I guess we never play the gamble. No, the gamble is probably worse than anything else. Bid 2, I did. I believe in the heart of the dice. It's a D6 though. How do we believe in that? Do we divide? Do we mod 2? Do we do 0-1 is 0? And so now we're just going to slam HQ over and over again because it looks like their win isn't on the table. So it's just basically draw 3, run HQ, and now we can double axis. So yeah. Icing up server 6, that shouldn't matter. This is a June bug. Why would they ice this up and not centrals? Unless they're on peak efficiency. But then they have to res all this stuff, which means that's fine for us. Draw. Interdiction doesn't matter because June bugs don't have to be rezzed. Draw. We just run HQ. See 2 cards. It's D3, 1 is 2, 0. That's what I think, Arash. I agree with that. They named event. That's bad. Okay, so we're gonna do this. Take 1, draw a card, pay 5. Man, I want a better decoder. Oh, we should have paid 0 just to force them to pay money, but I think they have enough. Oh, fuck! I forgot a turning wheel. Oh, piss. Oh, that's a huge deal. There's also 2 in archives. Like, it could just be worth checking archives. I think we could just maybe... We haven't played an event this turn, right? Like, maybe we just dirty laundry archives. Whatever. We can run again. We'll do R&D. No, we know the agenda's in there. Yeah, it's a shame. Maybe they call something different because we played an event. I do 1 to 4 is 0, 2 to 5 is 1, 3 to 6 is 2. Interesting. So in theory, this is bad for Obokata Snare, so I guess we'll break it. Man, 5 is a bit too much. I guess we're getting 5 back. This is fine. So we should have done double X on Q. Audacity? Okay, so we could lose. And a Cerebral Overrider. Okay, so I think we're in a bad spot now. I think we're in a pretty bad spot. Yeah, we should have gone HQ and had a chance. They might have thrown out the Future Perfect into archives. I think I would have done it. I don't know. I guess Spec Work is technically the best card. You always ignore the dice roll anyways. That's actually a very important choice. It's getting close now. The decks are starting to look slim. Yeah, we have 23 cards left. They only have 12 cards in R&D, so like HQ pressure probably is really important, but I don't imagine how they couldn't win the game with Audacity in their hand and these many advanced cards on the table. We've seen 2 Overriders, 2 2 June Bugs, 2 Ronins. So like I don't know what else. Are they running the other advanceable traps, the one that lets you bounce a card into the stack? I don't know. It's just like we're guessing at this point. Server 8. I'm fucking running it. Hedge Fund. They drew next. Okay. So they have an Audacity in hand. And what was the other card that we saw? Oh, we trashed it. Do we Cabinessa for a program just so we can spec work it? I think that's the most efficient. Now we can win off a 1-pointer. So we'll do build script, run server 8. Future Perfect, good game. Yeah, so if we didn't run that, they would have advanced Audacity. That would have been it. So we just called it right. We don't get a screen because we've already technically lost that game. But yeah, they had to put the agenda somewhere. We knew they had a Future Perfect. If not, we just slam anything else. Any more in HQ? And holy shit, there's no way we could win that without Deus Ex. But I guess if we had Caldera, we would have done it. One hindsight still win. Had Audacity in hand was the only way I'd score the last agenda. Yeah, we saw that on R&D. So it was Junebug, so we called those. Snare, which you can advance. And what's server 2? 1 Future Perfect in archives? What's server 1? And in archives, they did throw out a Future Perfect, which I think we called. So that makes a lot of sense. I think they're just running all the 3-pointers and then 1 2-pointers. There's not a lot of agendas. And there's an Obokata here. So they could have... No, it'd be really hard. So yeah, this one we could have ran. I was hoping for some free advancement counters. Yeah, you're never getting those again. Yeah, I misplayed giving you those. Yeah, it's almost cost the game. The fact that you played out on 1 with 1 hand size this game is epic. Well, that's the thing is like, there's not a lot of ways to prevent end damage on your turn. If we didn't have this, we die to what's it called? Like we just straight up die to Ronin. They popped their Ronin early so that we would use their Deus Ex, and then they didn't get another Ronin on the table fast enough, which means that we didn't what's it called? We had time to find our simul chip. I think if they set up 2 Ronins in 2 turns, they had a better chance of doing that. I want to make Kakarembo great. It's good. Oh. But it's hard with 5-3s. But with G's, you can fast advance 3 and 4s. 90 card deck. So many people just concede there. Yeah, almost. Like, you saw that we tilted pretty hard on the beginning when we hit the brain damage. It's like, oh, okay, it's brain damage, and we got to play the whole game with 1. And playing the whole game with 1 is so boring. Like, our whole turn is just draw 3, run, which sucks. Like, it's just not great. Deus Ex is so useful. Good stuff, Shaper. Just put them in all the deck. Yeah. Oh, Honey and Death, you really make Kakarembo great. You can make it kind of pleasing, maybe. Hey, cheers. That's very kind. Thanks for the game. Yeah, admittedly, I think we were a bit more salty than we had to be at the beginning. But, like, I don't know. Traps on JNet. Fucking roll the dice. Okay, Andre, reminder that there was an old Hollywood list posted above. You didn't mention wanting to check it out earlier. Thank you, Kriyu. Yeah, let me dig that up. Let's do that, and then maybe we'll, after that, we'll do Atman. There's some pretty loud trucks going down the street, so apologies if the audio gets a bit shit for a second. Full list of here's Pyox's Hollywood game net. Okay, so we're gonna play some Hollywood, I think, just because also we don't play NBN. Kakarembo shows the difference 2 advancements and 3 advancements are. Yeah, it's still fine though. You can score 5-3. All right, let's open this up. If you're just tuning in, by the way, my name is Andre. How's your weekend going? If you're new to the channel, new to the game, I highly recommend to make an account. It's easy to chat. Not only can you ask questions, but you can also talk to everyone in chat, which is really nice. And hopefully we answer some questions you have about the game. Hollywood Game Net. This is Pyox. So the idea that this deck really wants old Hollywood Grid, which is a region. So that limits the cards you can play, but the idea is that they can't steal agendas unless they, they have another copy of it, which is never going to happen because we play one of every agenda. Our agenda suite is probably, I don't think there's much we can do about this. Like, it's going to be weird. And we're going to have to run legitimate 3-pointers. We have Bologna's, we have SSL, and I think we have Degree Mill, which are our 3-pointers, and then we have 2s and 1s. We're not running 15 minutes, which is weird, but let me see if all the other 1-pointers are better. Yeah, probably. I imagine ARES is, I don't know, maybe that is better. I like 15 though. You can score from hand, which is really good. Thanks for playing the list. Great to watch. Hey, Pink, thanks for posting that list. That's not something we do enough. I don't post my lists enough, but it's such a big deal to be able to share something that you think is cool with other people and kind of, spread that joy. Kakarembo is good for recurring Biovault. I don't really like it otherwise. Oh, that's really cool. It's really good with Biovault. You're right. Kakarembo is great as a 1 in flex slot. Save his gens from bins, reinstall NGO, Biovault. Yeah, in Glacier specifically, you can do some cool stuff. I consider 15 minutes as well. Okay, cool. Other things, we have 2 daily quests. NGO Rashida reversed. Reversed is interesting. It's definitely an interesting card. We have attitude adjustment. This deck cares a lot about how much money they have, because we're also running Mumbed Virtual Tour. I don't entirely see it. Why is MVT good? Will we not be better just playing? Well, I don't know. Anything else? This deck is not looking amazing. Yo, Wiggle, what's up? Yeah, it looks like it's playing pretty fair besides the old Hollywood Grid. Now, there's a couple of issues with this deck. Is old Hollywood Grid is expensive. That's largely it. We have Restore, which is good with the old Hollywood Grid, but another 6-credit play, which is probably very expensive for the influence. We might be ever just better off preemptiving and then having a more aggressive jam. Like, even if this Restore was an Ash, we'd probably be in a better place because Ash fires with their ability and stacks on top of the old Hollywood Grid, so you can prevent it and can do some cool stuff. We're also running Sadaka to deal with Film Critic. I feel like another MCA informant is probably just better because this you can always play, and it's also just good against the rest of the board. This is just, it's dealt with AIs. It's definitely good ice, but then it gets trashed. Its ability is meaningful though. Hedge fund IPO, DRM is pretty sweet, especially when we have such a varied agenda suite. Attitude adjustment also can be pretty good. The ice suite, I think we just want to put this in as Mari, and then we can cut out some agendas and play less bad agendas, play a thinner deck, and maybe get something out of that. I just don't feel like our ability is going to fire that much. Like, let's talk about our ability, right? Like, firstly, the game we played, it fired 3 times. That's an issue. And cards that our ability can fire on, Hydra, Toll Booth, but we can't afford 2 Toll Booth. Sometimes Slot Machine. Archangel, if they boost. Afshar is good. Gold Farmer, IP block. Like, it just, there's not that many ways for our ability to fire. If you can count it on, it's like imagine we were playing Stronger together, but we played that many Biroids equal to the amount of cards that could gain or lose credits. Like, we'd feel pretty bad about it. So I think we need to change something. Or install with always scarcity. Oh man, Wiggle, we can't do that. You're right though. Maybe we just want to actually play this in 45 cards so we can play all the slots. But I think people are upset that we play scarcity on this channel so much. Obviously, scarcity is good. We can just play scarcity in this anyways. Tokens, what's up? Helps you count to 7, but Ares gives you tag helps with the overall game plan of how much money the runner has. Yeah, I could see that. It's just like, imagine any other card that has a 5 trash cost. Any other card with a 5 trash cost probably is better for you. Like, even another daily quest is probably better. Like, it has the trash cost of about 5. It gives you money. Like, it just does so much more. Like, having this, them running through the remote server, then accessing this when they have more than 5 credits, which is something we can't even punish. It's an ask. It's a tall ask for a slot. Play Old Highwood and CTM, spend all influence on 3 Overseer Matrix. Man, I missed that card. Or not missed that card. I struggled to make that card good. I see it seems all over the place. Yeah, it's okay though. We can definitely take at least like the shell of the agenda suite and the idea. We can make something really cool with, and there's definitely good ice in here. But do we have to do it in NBN? No. What faction has the best Old Hollywood Grid agenda suite? Is Blue Sun really good? Because we can res and bounce Old Hollywood Grid? What faction has the best agenda suite for this? I'm going to leave you with that question. I'm just going to pop out to the restroom. I'll be back in about a minute, but I'd love to hear what you think, because like 6 influence is not a lot to summon this whole package. Yo, also like Piox, just to talk about that, like instead of Mumbad Virtual Tour, and I know it's expensive and it's also a region, so maybe ignore this, you could play fucking what's her name? Liberty, Lady Liberty. Like, it's a similar card. They have to trash it. Most of your things don't have on-scored abilities. Like, they're just good if you score them. And it's really strong. Like, that's always a consideration for Mumbad Virtual Tour. I know it costs more. Okay, I'll be right back. Uh-oh, someone said government takeover. I saw a good start. Francesco, how's it going? Francesco, Wayland, government takeover? Oh boy, how's it going, by the way? Pink says probably Jinteki, though HP is better IMO as you have Ash to not lose to FC. Yeah, also, HB has a lot of good agendas that will accelerate your remote, right? Like you have the 2 sort of ice spawning ones. That's interesting, and HB is a bit underrepresented. Are Hasbirder's decks ever interesting? I feel like it. Hasbarder feels unpopular. HB decks can be interesting. Right now, to me, like a lot of it feels like they're just lacking economy, and then the sort of ways that they can succeed, like Mash Jinja or Mash Horizontal, aren't that exciting for me to play, but like HB won Worlds. It's definitely a good deck. But yeah, I feel you. HB is my second favorite lore-wise, but I never find the decks terribly compelling. Yeah, that's kind of an issue. Good. Public agendas sound interesting. Public agendas are cool. You can kind of leave your Oaktown there. HB with 3x restore might be good if OHG is your game plan, since they will trash it. Yeah, the problem is, like, how the fuck are we ever going to restore this for 6 credits? It's so hard. Wayland has the best way deals to deal with film critic? Really? You think so? I think NBN does. What does Wayland have? They have to give bad pub out. That's rough. Yeah, film critic we have to deal with. It's a lovely chalk drawing in the background. Oh, Crescendo. Glad you like it. Maddie drew that. My girlfriend draws. We change that up every once in a while. HB has what? Remote Enforcement, ADT, SFT, Ikawa, Advanced Concept Opera, Hyperloop, Vitruvius Ikawa. Do you think you'd even run VMI? Voting Machine? Is that what VMI is? No. What about Explodapalooza? Explodapalooza is good. We have it in this deck. Jamie Sports is fun. Yeah, I never got into it, Borera, but I see that people like that one. Yeah, Under the Bus. That's the one I thought you were thinking of, Japoka, but I don't want to give out bad pub. That makes our servers bad, and we're not a fast deck. Like, it's gonna take us a while. I'm doing yard work. Forgot I had the stream on speaker, and when you came back, scared the daylights out of me. Oh, Grim, sorry about that. How's it going? How's the yard work? Is there a plan with OHG to do all 3 pointers or branch out? Well, it's kind of limited because with the OHG, we want to play. It's interesting, right? With OHG, you could play all 3 pointers, but then you end up playing some really dodgy shit. Let's try HB and then try Wayland. I think those are the ones that are most exciting, and then we can go from there. Yeah. Wayland has border control though, which is nice, and timely public release. Oh man, timely public release is like pretty okay. I can't believe no one plays it. We used to play timely public release in Titan with border controls and found it to be kind of fun. It wasn't the best Titan list, but it was actually a pretty fun Titan list. Grim says going good. Hey, good to hear. Okay, cool. Let's try and build this. Let's try and build an OHG in HB to start. Let's try it. I think TPR with BC's batting to take it with Nisei. There's so many acronyms here. What's TPR? Border controls batting to take it with Nisei. Don't forget film critic hate. Shay, how's it going? Yeah, we won't. Or we'll try not to. And then we'll figure out in HB. We can't figure it out. Is it sports? Hashtag. TPR is too tempo negative, relies on you being rich to pose a threat. What is TPR? The idea that HBIs are robots and that the more human runners can click through grinds, though, was very compelling to me when I first saw it. I don't know if that theme was ever utilized well for HB. I'm new. Yeah, well, HB biroids are like a really big thing about HB. If you ask me, like, describe HB's, what are they about? I would say biroid's probably the first word, and then efficiency the second word, and then think about it and be like, well, not actually. So yeah, I think that whole idea that you can, like, the word that it uses, like, you can reason with biroids to get through them, I think is compelling. Timely public release. Oh, thank you. Yeah, okay. We just said it, so I should know. You need Sadaka with Batty for FC, then voter intimidation. The thing is, like, that's so much. Like, you need Sadaka, then you need Batty, then you need them to have film critic at the exact moment. Like, it's. I don't see why we wouldn't just be like, oh, we were playing MCA informant, or in Kentucky just play voter intimidation, right? All right. The question is, which HB do we play? We could actually end up playing Sports Metal, which is pretty good because we're going to have a lot of agendas and a lot of 2-pointers, I think, at the end, which is pretty good value and money. And I think this deck is going to need value and money. Seder Laboratories is interesting. It lets us recur our OHGs if we really need to. Old Hollywoods. Mirror Morph is kind of conditional on the deck itself. OHG doesn't really work with MCA austerity policy in too meaningful of a way. Stronger Together is a card. Architects of Tomorrow is also, like, it's an ID you can play. It doesn't have a lot of influence though. And Asa Group is actually kind of interesting. I would put it between Sports and Asa, but I think Sports, we kind of just need the money. Play Jammy Sports with Kill Switch now. God, that sounds evil. I like that though. Sports Metal is dope. Sports Metal is good. OHG prevents steals. How do we plan to actually win with OHG? We just put it on OHG. Solved it, right? City works on a Hollywood. Grid could be super rude, right? Yeah, there's anything that has, like, on and counter abilities is the best, like Explodapalooza, things that you touch but you can't steal. So there's a reason Wayland has some good. There's actually not that many in Wayland. I think it's only that. Yeah. MCAAP score easy. All right, let's get our agenda suite in. So I'm going to add all the cards that I think are good, all the agendas that I think are like worth, and then we'll start removing things. So VMI, SensorNet, no remote enforcement. Yeah, we'll play remote enforcement for sure. Vitruvius is just fine. It's a blank 3/2. Vacheron's a good card. Personality profiles, no thank you. Next wave 2, no, we don't care about that. A Mega Pre-Qualifier is actually probably fine. Iqua Project is considered. Hyperloop Extension, it's a 1-pointer. Which is good with sports. CFC is probably not as good as anything else. Architect Deployment Test is definitely worth playing, and Advanced Concept Hopper is probably worth playing. So we're at 16 right now, but we haven't dipped into the neutrals. So Corporate Sales Team, worth considering. Cyberdeck Sandbox, also worth considering. Global Food Initiative is worth considering, but it depends on the agenda suite. If we end up with a lot of 3-pointers in this deck, I wouldn't play Global Food Initiative. It also feels weird to use your restricted card on a 1-of, but I don't know actually what we'd use a restricted card on. SSL seems good for a deck that doesn't have a lot of money. Vulnerability Audit is actually interesting. This is the sort of deck that this could actually be good in, and I was worried Pioxt had it in their deck when we played against them. And it actually makes you play in a different way. TPR, Timely Public Release, is good with border controls, but I don't know if that's going to line up. And I don't think there's anything else that's particularly good. Like we saw Paper Trail, which is fine, but I feel like we have another good agendas. Mega Pre is purely worse than any other 3/1. Oh my god, I thought for a second Mega Pre just cared about any agenda. You're right, it cares about other Mega Pre's. Yeah, this is trash. We don't play that. Yeah, thank you. Mwanza may be good, 1 influence. Mwanza is actually really bad because it's a grid, and we can't play Mwanza and OHG in the same server, let alone... No, we'll just lose really quickly if we play this on Centrals. Yeah, but even if you play this on the OHG remote, like they're only going to access one other card anyways. And you can only play this on HQ or R&D. Yeah, the fact that it's a grid is an issue. If they weren't regions, you could play both of them and that'd be neat. You're right. Paper Trail can slap Film Critic, I guess. Yeah, I guess, but then like, you need to score it, you need to beat the trace, then you have Film Critic installed. Like it's so niche that you probably just want to play things that are better in more situations than something that's good or okay in a very narrow situation. That being said, like I do think Paper Trail, like connections and jobs, at least connections do see a lot of play, and Trace 6 is good. But I don't know. I feel like due to how shitty our deck probably is, we want to do more to push us forward than push our opponent behind. But maybe we're going to be wrong. All right, so we probably can cut this down to 9 agendas and then get to 20 points. So we can remove a 2-pointer. So what's the worst 2-pointer? Probably Advanced Concept Hopper. You need to score this early for it to be good. It's really good in limited formats. Project Vacheron, we have it. Project Vacheron's a really good card. Yeah. Why are we playing only singles? Yo, Cassus Factus, what's up? Yeah, it's because we're playing Old Hollywood Grid. So specifically, we only want to be running 1 of every agenda. This is like deck building in Doomtown when you play some weird shit. CST is very bad with Pat Taps about, but maybe it's still better than Hopper. Yeah, CST is really bad with Pat Tap. Like really bad. But admittedly, it's been 2-3 weeks on this channel. We haven't seen Pat Tap. We've seen Pat Tap once, but we haven't seen it in a while. You're right. It's bad with Pat Tap. All right, okay, so now we have to build other tricks and ways to win the game. So we want a hedge fund, that's good. We want IPO. I think we're gonna want more defensive things to put into our deck for the remote server. Breaker Bay Grid, I abstractly would be good with Old Hollywood Grid, but it's a grid, so we can't res both of them. Then we want things that will help us win in other ways. So War Aid Tracker is interesting, but probably not as good as Ash. This is a really cool card though. It's interesting. That's another region. Tranquility Home Grid's a region. We don't care too much about brain damage, any of that sort of stuff. I think from here, probably the best we have is Ash. This deck also just runs Biotic too. Like we have other ways to win out that the NBN one didn't have access to. Giordano Memory, Giordano Memorial Field is also probably interesting. I'd probably play 1 of it just to see how it goes. I think this card's underrated. NGO, yeah, we'll definitely be playing just the good stuff. We should just kill Pat Tap anyways, right? I lose every game if I don't kill Pat Tap. Yeah, largely, unless you're way ahead. Had to step away, I made eggs Benedict for Sunday Fanny Bunch. Yo, that sounds really good. I admittedly homemade bread, which is good, with cream cheese and like vegetarian turkey. It wasn't amazing, but it was fine. The turkey's pretty bad, actually. It's the first time we bought it. Helion beta test for FC, it's another option. We could do that for sure. We'll play 2 defense constructs just to make sure that we control our agenda flood. We'll play 2 ashes. We'll start from there. Operations, let's see what's in faction that we have. Archive Memories is cute, but we could be playing Restore. Archive Memories might be good too for running things like Biotic, things that are a bit interesting. I think we do run Biotic. Right now, how many? It's mostly 3-2. Cyberdex 4-2. Okay, so Biotic isn't amazing. We probably just play 1 and call it a day. Giordano, yeah. Kill switch? Why? We don't need brain damage. Strike the masses, diversified. Okay, divert power. Divert power is interesting if we had 0 costers, but we don't want to show our old Hollywood grid. We don't want to res it unless we need to. Fast break, fast track, all that stuff is really good. I think though digital rights management is probably a bit better. And if we keep up to this, we'll have alliance with NBN and we can play Salem's. Fully operational hedge fund, IPO, good stuff. Helium beta test. If the runner trashed an access card, trace 2, trash 2 installed non-programs. If unsuccessful, take bad publicity. This is a strong card. I think we can play one of them. It fires on access and is funny. The thing about funny though is it in no way helps us win the game. MCA, we can play Informant. I don't think we want to play Austerity because we kind of want to use old Hollywood grid and they just don't work well together. And eventually if we do that, we'll find out MCA Austerity is just better than a Hollywood grid and we don't want to get to that result anytime soon. We'll play 2 Lateral Growth because fuck it, we need money. NAPD Gordon's interesting. What's the HB one? Oh, it increases strength. Arella Salvatore? Yeah, she's fine. This desperately needs money. I think that's what we need to deal with. Defense construct is happy on the outside but sad inside, yeah. Problem with Helion beta test as a counter film critic is that they need to trash a corp card. If they're running film critic, they don't need to trash anything. Yeah, besides NGOs and everything else. I think it's probably an okay card. Fuck it, we'll cut it. Yeah, you're right. Product recall, red level clearance can be interesting, but I never find this to be that value unless you're actually running other combo assets and stuff like that, which we aren't really doing. It's also really a lot better with Mirror Morph, which unfortunately we're not that. Cards like this, like again, it's cards like this that you'd be like, oh, I could see how this would be good in my deck. Like it could fire. Sure, you're right, but like at the end of the day, if they take brain damage, we have no way to capitalize on that. So it's not something I want to play. Escape Net is a fine card. This is actually worth including in a lot of decks. It deals with Turning Wheel. It deals with Hunting Grounds. Like this card is just straight up fucking good. This card's really good. This card is so underrepresented in the meta. It's absurd. Like I don't think we'll put it in our deck, see how good it is, but like it seems absurd. It seems really, really strong. And then let's just get some ice in here and then see how we are. We have used only half our influence. And so let's just start with the HB ice. So big thing here is Archipelago deployment test and remote enforcement means that we can afford to put big ass ice. The HB one always costs them more than APD. But isn't the HB one only for Biroids? Or is it all ice? HB one they have to pay for, just run a 2 ice server and then they have to run twice if there's no HG. Skipnet shoots Devil Charm as well. Oh, that's interesting. I've never thought of that, but I haven't seen Devil Charm in a long time. Yeah, chip too. Yeah, so it deals with Simul chip as well, which is cool if you're on like a denial deck. Maybe just Daily Quest. I feel like we'd probably run Adonis, but we could always splash Daily Quest. Next activation is all ice. Oh, I did not know that. So this is hard with 5/3s. The runner cannot use non-icebreakers that can be relevant. Each piece of ice has +2 strength. That is surprisingly good. Yeah, there's a big chance that this is right. My Matty is lousy with Devil Charms. I need to start remembering Escape Net as a thing. Yeah, lousy is actually a really good expression. I like that one a lot. HB feels wrong when Old Hollywood is preventing us from playing Tranquility Jinja. Yeah, I don't think this is going to be better than that, but it's going to be fun. We don't have the agendas to support Acid. No, we don't. Is this HB Old Hollywood going to need more money? Yeah, we are going to need big money, and we got to work on that. Right now, that's why I put like lateral growths and other stuff in it. I don't know if this Biotic is worth it, or this Archive Memories probably is worth than Restore. Giordano is probably a bit cute, but let's just add ice and then start taking things away, because I think we're going to have to splash more money for sure. I don't know if I said hide this. So NPD also dies to Film Critic while next doesn't. That's a good point. We'll just add 1 in to remember that we could consider it, and then we'll go from there. But let's do our ice. So Eli, good, cheap. It's generally good for us if they get through it anyways. Drafter is okay. I imagine, of course, we're going to play NGO Friends. We're going to play Rashida's. How other ways do we get money? I don't know how that works. Other ice that's in faction that's good. We can always play a single tier. Hopefully we end up resing this for 7 as opposed to 10. Hopefully we res it for free, which would be better. I'm not against a single tiering, considering it's a good card against the sort of things that we're worried about. AI. Night Dancer. Never. I fucked that one up once. Loki's also pretty cute. And from here, we're gonna have to play some expensive ass ice that we're gonna regret. I like 2 Hagen, I like 2 Gatekeeper. This lets us control our hand, which is quite nice. I imagine we can play FC3, which is probably a bit underrepresented in the meta right now. It's really good. I don't know whether you want to play FC and just hope we res it for free. Yeah, Hagen's really nice. Hagen's also anti-AI ice. Like Amakua gets stuffed by this pretty good. Right now we're at 6+5, which is 11, 12, 13 ice. We have no real sentries. What sentries do people play? Like how do you make money? Do you just play like do you just play slot machines and hope they run into it and then you get money? I don't know. Surveyor? I don't know if our ice or our remote's gonna be that big. I imagine it has to be, or we're gonna lose. I hear Freight Shadows are good ice. Freight Shadows are okay, huh? Is pop-up window still a thing? Cassis, yeah, it is. It's just kind of been underclassed. Like, check this out. This is pop-up window, which you gain a credit, they lose a credit, as compared to something like Gatekeeper, or sorry, Slot Machine, which now is sometimes is they lose 3, you gain 3, or they spend a lot of money breaking it. There's a lot of ice from back in the day that was considered good enough. Cards like Pup, which was like, oh, I res for 1, you spend 2 usually, and spending 2 to break an ice, it just, you can do a lot better than that for a similar cost. Like now we have other cards like Ike, which is like a new pup, which is a lot scarier a lot of times, but this has some upsides to it. It's weird how that was. There's a lot of ice back in the day that just isn't playable now. I also think pop-up was a bit better for decks that were going to go a bit aggressive and go fast, like NEH Fast Advance, that just wanted to make sure they had 7 credits. And if you interact with them, they would make money. But yeah, unfortunately not. Yeah, Maryland and Adonis, that's probably fine too. We could probably get away with that. Maybe we do Surveyor. I don't know. This looks like a fucking horrible ice construction. And I don't want to put Ichi in here. Ichi's really awkward. Is Ichi ever good? I feel like not. I think Next Sapphire might be underrated. Next Sapphire is underrated, right? Kamali is strong. Yeah, Kamali's not bad. I'd rather play Kamali than Ichi. It's expensive though. And it's another brain damage card, which like, they can just run through this once at least and nothing will happen. Loki, a pop-up for ultimate ice, 1 Roto or Cobra. So the problem with Roto or Cobra is that a lot of people, I don't think a lot of people face check with sentries, but a lot of people have like AI, and having low strength ice is a liability to you. So it's not amazing. We do have lateral growth, Malazan. Archer's a good sentry. Archer is a good sentry, especially in we've run a lot of 1-pointers. The biggest upside to Pup is it getting say Yip Yip by like huge amounts. Oh, Vikram's good. I think you're right. Vikram is playable. I'm just worried that we're doing too many code gates. Oh, Vikram. Wait, that's not what I think it is. I was thinking Ravana. Runner cannot use programs chase. It's more brain damage shit though. Like it's so annoying that so much of the mid-range good HB ice has brain damage as its punishment. And like, the majority of ways HB is trying to win is not brain damage. Like you can hit this and be like, okay, click 1, brain damage, and like that's fine. Surprise Cortex lock. I want to win on different ways. What's a good sentry? I guess it is Surveyor. Cortex lock. Return is bad with Amaku and Bagalter everywhere. Yeah, it just doesn't feel good against the modern meta. And we're going to need more money. So let's see what assets there are. We still have 2 influence. Adonis is a bit slow. Assembly lines is not exactly what we want, I don't think. Otherwise, Kawinda, man, remind at some point to make a Kawinda Kalu deck so we can do that brain damage. Andrew, what's up? Drafter? Yeah, Drafter's fine. Drafter's okay. I feel like we just need something, so we might as well just play a Drafter. One of though. Maryland's good. That's money. I think Maryland, it could be good enough. We also could just like put in what's it called, daily quests, and call that a day. Now the issue with daily quests and HB is a lot of the ice can be clicked through in the early game, so it's not amazing. And I feel like we have it down as I don't know. A soft spot for Jeeves. Yeah, Jeeves depends on the deck. Odoroshi, maybe it's win more with OHG. Oh my god. Yeah, the thing is like the chance of us getting everything up and then this being relevant and them not breaking it is probably not worth the influence of the slot. But that's a very interesting thought. Odoroshi. And card installed in a server. Otherwise this would be crazy, right? I guess you can't access the ice. Do we just run things like wall to wall now? Is wall to wall good enough? How much influence is wall to wall? I feel like wall to wall is underrated. But wall to wall is only cards. Piece of ice, yeah. Is that a good ability? No, not really. Not in this deck. That's the same. She's underrated, right? How good is she? Drafter and Archives has sorted me out, but why can't they just break it? Yeah, Wall Wall's great if you advance ice. I feel like this card's underrated in Assets Mem decks. Like the cost ratio is good. It blanks a lot of shit. Fancy jank like that. Hey, do the risk the OHG at the same time as Odoroshi? Yeah, you would have to, which is unfortunate, because then they wouldn't pay the 3 credits. Yeah, so it's a bit, it's asking for a lot. I don't know. Maybe we can just do an Afshar. That's too many code gates. Yeah, Molly is good. Yeah, Odoroshi Hollywood Grid seems good, but then you have to pre-res this. Like, it's kind of nutty. Okay, we'll deal with money in a second. We have 2 influence, but we have to start paring down some cards. So Biotic Labor, we don't have enough 3/1s or 3/2s for that to be amazing. Archive Memories could easily be a Restore, which is probably a bit better considering what our deck does. We have Hedge IPO, Lateral Growth is good. Next Activation Command is nice, but we're over a lot of cards. So I'll cut the Scape Net. I'll cut the next. And then we're just running an honest deck, which seems like a mistake. Okay, hear me out. And then we play whatever that one that we forgot the name of a couple times already. TPR? You would want at least one FC tech? Yeah, that's right. We don't have Film Critic tech. That's a really good point. I forgot about that. Shout random cards crew. Current deck list is covered with the camera, so it's hard to suggest things. Oh, excuse me. Very good. Making news, not breaking. Coinda and NBN net quarantine, where you get a trigger, breaking news, Aryabata. Now you just need to break brain damage matter in NBN, which is probably too hard. I think you just do it in. Like, you don't have to boost Coinda. She's just going to be good eventually. We could play this. This is bad. It's good with border control, though. Yeah, fuck, I want to try that. And then we'll cut out our worst card. Which actually could be Ikwa. Ikwa's weak to Film Critic anyways. So we could cut Ikwa and add a 1-pointer. That seems rough. So we just need to cut a 2-pointer. Remote, Vitruvius, Sandbox, CST, Architect Deployment. Did we cut the Vitruvius? No. No. Whole deck is weak to Film Critic? Very much, yes. It is very weak to Film Critic. Giordorno isn't, but everything else is. Giordorno isn't worth playing. Worst case, it'll be that. Okay, so we need to deal with Film Critic tech. So we need to play MCA or Hacktivist, or... I imagine this is the easiest way to deal with Film Critic. Is there something better? I would keep Cyberdex over CST. Really? Sadaka MCA? I don't like Sadaka. Sadaka is just way too fiddly. This you could just play it on any... Basically, this is good against everybody. I guess Sadaka is too. God, that card's expensive. We also could play one and play an Archive Memories just to save up influence, but then it's more about drawing it than it is playing it twice. CST is really good. Sandbox is better than TPR? Yeah, probably, but I just want to play border control with TPR. TPR border control is nuts. What's the influence on Under the Bus? It's also 2, but I don't think we want to give out Bad Pub. We also are over too many cards, and we could solve this by just adding another agenda to the deck. But that's really bad because we're trying to make a combo deck. Okay, so this is technically a legal deck. Just kidding, we're over 4 influence. That upgrade that blanks non-virtual resources. It's an asset, Malia. The thing is we have to protect it. It's not really compelling as a fix to, like, they just trash this. Otherwise you set it up where it's good on that turn where it's in another remote. Like, it's asking for so much. It's asking for a lot. MCA enforcing? What's enforcing? Enforcing loyalty? Because that's only good against non-shapers. This card also is like surprising with never played. TPR plus BC makes you pay for the res again. I've always felt like having an agenda that gives no tempo unless you play 4 credits is rough. It's a good, yeah, fine, you're right. No, you're definitely right. Okay. So we probably cut 1 border control and then we're good on influence. Just kidding. So we cut a slot machine. Now our sentry game looks like a bit daft. Our remote game is probably terrible. This deck looks awful. Yeah, it would be way better as an upgrade. I feel like we're missing chili sauce here. Yeah, it's not doing anything too well, I don't think. Like, it just seems like a mid-range deck that has a bit more money, but nothing here is spicy besides the OHG. So if this is our opening hand, we'd probably mulligan it. If this is our opening hand, oh, we feel probably a bit scared. I would do Eli HQ. Border control remote. Credit. From here, we would probably just jam an NGO front. Now with lateral OHG and try and slip out of Vitruvius. We'd want to counter the Vitruvius. Yeah, that seems pretty rough. Okay. This hand we'd mulligan. We have no money. Okay, what's more money? Calvin? I don't think we need card draw. We need money. OHG costs 5. Yeah, OHG is absurdly expensive. I think we just need as much money as we can get. What's money? Like, HP just doesn't have money. So here we would Hagen HQ, Eli Central, Hedge Fund. Next turn we would do like Gatekeeper into Maryland. We'd let that tick down for a couple turns. We'd maybe just jam this naked. It's not great. From here we could do OHG, Cyberbox, Sandbox, Advance. Yeah, it seems okay. Should place out Architects? I really don't think so. We'd have less influence, and Biroids aren't that much better than this. I like Mamba Temple. Oh, we don't even have a, you're right, we don't even have a card. Miramar has money, but you gotta jump through hoops for it, yeah. Playing an ID that fires off the runner stealing, but also trying to make it impossible for them to steal, that's odd. No, but this fires off of us scoring as well. But the thing is, like, you can only OHG one remote. It's unique, right? No, it's not. But like, we're not gonna OHG centrals, so like, it's gonna fire. Like, that's kind of the thing, is if you res Old Hollywood Grid for 5 and they end up stealing it, I guess Film Critic really goofs us up. We get 2 back, or if we score. It's a bit better. Mamba Temple is hard because we have to protect it. I think doing naked remotes is pretty bad against Amakua. This is terrible. Oh, fuck. How do we get money? What's money like? I think Sports is too fast, nimble, glass cannon, OHG is slow, big investment. Yes, I think so. But I think Sports' ability doesn't have to be glass cannon. Like, it's fine. We're likely to get 8 credits at some point in the game. That's better than GameNet. VLC is a bit hard. Like, VLC is kind of really hard to play without Jinja, because you have to dump most of your hand, and then we'll be holding just agendas. Fuck. There has to be something here. What are we missing? Adonis campaign pog. Yo, what's up? The pick? Maryland is kind of it, but Adonis is just even slower. Can we play out Asa with Mumbas and make all the money with lots of remotes card? Yeah, and then we're just playing a bad version of the world's winning deck list. But you're right, this might be better if we go horizontal. I would believe that, actually. Yeah, I'd believe that a lot more if we pivot to Asa and then we go horizontal. Best second card they have is the one for remotes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so maybe we have to play that. All right, let's copy the world's winning deck list, and we'll build off of that. OHG surely wants to be hard for the runner to run the remote twice, though. Yeah. Yeah, it kind of does, doesn't it? Rather than OHG. Ah, oh, you're kind of right about that, too. Fucking hell. You're barely in Jack trying to win on OHG. It's going to be a bad version of something. Okay, fuck it. Let's try this. We'll try this. We have almost a legal deck. We'll try this. We'll see how bad it is. And then from there, we'll pivot. Right now, we're on ice count 12, 13, 14, 15, which isn't amazing. Influence is a bit tight. What's the chance that we only play 2 Old Hollywood Grid? It seems bad. I think that's better. Damon's in the chat has done the math. Pincel's a new deck without FCOM? Fuck off, really? Loki is bad? Yeah, Loki seems not amazing. I think it's a bit too expensive for what it's doing. What's Pincel's other deck? This one? Oh yeah, this is combo. This is straight combo. I'd cut the 3 OHG. No, we can't. That's kind of the point how we got here. We'll cut the restore. We're 49. This is legal. Deck ice is 12, 13, 14, 15, which is kind of rough. So we have to go really aggressively. So this is our opening hand. We'd keep this. Gatekeeper, install remote enforcement. Oh boy. Gatekeeper, install advance. Fire it. It's install advance. We're good to go. We're off to the races. Next one. Okay, this is fantastic because we have 2 OHGs. So here, okay. This one's good too. Sorry, I know you can't see the deck list. This one, oh yeah, we said we cut the Loki. Okay, we'll cut the Loki, and we'll probably want to put another Sentry in there. We'll just play something cheap and okay. Drafter seems fine. Oh my god, we are running 50 nice. Yowzers. I feel like we don't need this because we can just jam aggressively. So we can play another slot machine, which is good for centrals. That's a better change. Dune and Wayland, we will do after this once this fails miserably. So this is Draft R&D, Hagen HQ. No, probably Draft R&D, Hagen Remote, Rashida. Fire Rashida, draw 4. From here, we have... No, this is actually a pretty good opening. We can likely hedge fund out. We can install the Ash, and then we can IPO. From here, we can maybe draft our HQ, install the OHG, IPO. And here we draw once, install Maryland, probably draw against actually, and then install Maryland. And then now we jam SSL. Pretty good. Okay, next hand, would mulligan. This seems like shit. I would probably draw once. Holy shit. Yeah, no, we got this. 6 cybernetics. Really want to see that deck. Oh man. We have to do more brain damage stuff though, that's true. OHG. HB. We'll just make it all one. OHBG. Yeah, okay. I'm going to screenshot this just in case we lose it, because that's never happened, and then we'll save it. Rhyme is also cheap, but also bad. Rhyme is terrible. Like, Rhyme is only really good if you have a remote with like 4 or 5 ice on it, which basically predicates Jinja being played. Rhyme is so much worse than... I even think Rhyme is just worse than vanilla in a lot of ways if you're not running like a big remote. Can really screw with bin breaker math, but otherwise it never seems to do much. Yeah, but like running another piece of ice can screw with bin breaker math, right? Oh, HBG. What did we decide to do? Sports medal? Great. All right, let's try this. OHG is Mario Glacier, surely. Well, we started with a game net and we wanted to see what we could do out of faction. When and if this fails, then we'll try and do it into Wayland, and then we'll try and go back and circle around to HB, and then we'll never touch Atman, even though that's what the name of the stream is. Cybernetics is Sand still in. Yeah, Cybernetics is still around. No, it's still here. And Arco Mushroom, what's up? I think I would need like 8 ice on a server to make glad I played Rhyme. Yeah, you need a lot of ice, but at that point also, like, I don't know. I guess you played all your 3 border controls. If the deck I copied off of DB uses Jinja with Rhyme. Yeah, and even that I'm not convinced it's better than anything else. Ooh, Adam, interesting. Could be running Film Critic. Hey. At least the joke's on them, they have to trash that for 4. Kicking about as strong as it ever did. Excellent chopping block, but still kicking. Okay. Here we go. So Adam, playing the standard stuff, find the truth. So going to see the top of our deck when they make a successful run, but we get to see what they draw. They kept, that's scary. They've neutralized all threats, double access on HQ, trash the first card with the trash cost, they access, and safety first, 3 hand size, but they get a free draw every turn. Now, the directives are not connections, so we can't MCA austerity them, or MCA informant them, which is unfortunate. So we could push out an Eli. I imagine we want to do lateral growth Eli in the remote, then we could do NGO advance. Which is not amazing. If they hit this, it's we lose it, which is rough. But I think they're gonna pressure central, so we'll do new remote. I want them to try this. There's a big chance that they end up trashing this, with might hurt their early game. OG versus aggro, they can crush centrals. Yeah, this could be really bad. This could be very, very, very bad. Like, we don't have that many good ways to deal with a lot of their things. Okay, so now they don't have to trash Old Hollywood Grid. So let's see what they see. Because they're going to access with only 3 credits. Like, we don't have a lot of ways to deal with their logic bomb. Like, we have 1 border control, no Niseis, no real tricks. They're also going to see the top of R&D, which if we get an OHG on R&D, they hit the Eli, they hit the old HG, so they know what we're about. They could always run this and click through it, which would be fine. They know the top card of R&D, and we have to pay attention to that. We have to. It's always so important to remember what the runner sees, and it's way easier to do that in real life, where you actually see the cards. Caddy, that's a good target for MCA. And the cool thing about a Caddy is that if they remove the MCA, they can't take the money off of Caddy. So we'll wait. We'll wait for this to get a bit bigger. Ooh, another one. This might actually not go too poorly. I'll put this on R&D, I reckon. Andre, what's going on? Yo, Epstein, what's up? Right now we're trying to build OHG, Old Hollywood Grid decks, but in non-yellow factions. It's our first game. We just built the deck. They just revealed they drew Film Critic. Fucking shit. We can't Breaker Bay. They're both regions. Yes, we can't. We got rid of Escape Net. Yeah, Escape Net's so good in this. So good when you trash the connections. So unfortunately, I don't think we're going to end up MCAing Caddy because we have to MCA Film Critic, or we probably don't win. All right, I hope they hit the Old Hollywood. If they hit the Old Hollywood, they're going to have no money. And they have to trash it. They hit the MCA, okay. Now we don't MCA the Caddy. That's unfortunate. We don't have archive memories, so please hit another Old Hollywood Grid. How come Film Critic hurts you so hard? Because Film Critic doesn't care about Old Hollywood Grid. This is an agenda can't be stolen, but Film Critic doesn't steal agendas. And they had to trash it to go down to 0. And they're hitting Caddy Jones, which is so interesting. So the question is, do we Old Hollywood Grid Caddy, or do we Old Hollywood Grid, or do we, MCA Caddy, or do we MCA Film Critic? This has a lot of money on it, and to lose all of it. This is how we lose the game. I feel like we have to do Film Critic. And they can always like buffer chip this back, which is a problem. Or buffer drive, whatever it's called. They also drew, I don't know what they drew. I didn't pay enough attention. They can't just clear Caddy and then trash it? No, they can't. Because MCA Informant adds text to the card. The host and condition counter with the text, the runner is considered to have 1 additional tag. The host connection gains this ability. Trash, take 2. But Caddy says you can only use her once per turn. So if you use the MCA Informant ability, or if you use the money off of Caddy, you can't clear the MCA Informant. It's really, really subtle, but super, super cool. That MCA actually hoses Caddy in a very meaningful way. Yeah, I think we do have to get rid of the Film Critic, unfortunately. Eli, MCA, they wouldn't have to trash the Informant. Ochi only relevant when they have money to get in. Yeah, totally. Can't do it with the artist as bad as that card is. Yes, you can. And there's the buffer drive. So I feel like trashing the Film Critic is a bit worse. I feel like we just have to trash Caddy and just assume they don't have money. They drew a freedom through equality. This might be too expensive. We should have thought this out. So now they either take Caddy or they lose Caddy. Yeah, they have buffer drive. I think removing the Film Critic is going to be a bit too much. Yo, Philip, what's up? You MC the Caddy, they get greedy and take the money and you trash both? Yes. But I have no doubt if they end up doing that, they're going to be like, oh, can I undo that? And I'll be like, yes. Buffer drive only works on trash from grip or stack? No, but they can always take a card from their heap and add it to the top of their stack. So if it gets trashed anyway, they can always recur it. It does get it back, which I think they need to do in this matchup, but I feel like we can just rush out. Oh, that's mad rude. Yeah. It's lovely. We've asked that at least we have a protection that can use OSG as an MVT. Yeah, right now OSG has just cost them 4 credits, which is pretty good for us. And if they want to run HQ, they're going to lose more money. In this situation, I disagree. Oh, man. Yeah, this interaction's buck wild. I really like that it happened. This card's underrated. Oh, fuck. We only have 5 credits. I guess we can res a Gatekeeper. Hopefully we don't have a Logic Bomb because we can't afford both of these. We probably shouldn't have strapped this ice on here. This cost us a lot of money. And at least the CST will give us money. But I did not consider how little money we have. And we have very little ways to get money out of this. Especially if we score this. We'll be down at like, what, 3 credits by the start of next turn? And not only this is a cool card because it like puts this like fork between run the remote, clear this. I just wish they hit Caddy last turn. Now, if they do call our bluff and don't remove the Informant, like, we can't score the agenda and trash their assets unless we top deck Hedge Fund perfectly. And or protect the agenda. Buffer Drive getting played as much as it surprised me. I don't think it's a really good card. I think specifically Buffer Drive and Atom is a really big deal because there's some really cool combos with this and Emergent Creativity. Where you can like discard a card and play it, or however the put it on the bottom of your deck. I don't know how relevant that is, but it's neat. I think it does not need to be played as much as it is. Like I think it is a crutch card. Like a lot of games that you can still win, that you lose like crucial pieces. And I don't think Atom necessarily needs to run one of everything. Like you can run a bit more cards. It's probably not the worst for you. So I agree that you don't need to. It works for Reclaim also. Yeah, there's some cool tricks with it for sure. I don't think it's necessary though. I just think a lot of other people have played it in their deck, so it looks great. All right, they trash Caddy. Nice. That was an 8 credit swing because they don't only not get the money, they have to pay 2 and remove Caddy. Buffer Drive solves key problems in a bunch of different decks. It's definitely good. Like it lets you deal with Kakago. It does some really cool stuff. She was a mole. That's not on me. Buffer is great for Jitegi matchups. Yeah. I like that it's possible to be a same old thing, but it's so shitty with tempo. Also, this gets really good value with what's it called, with Logic Bomb. The idea that you're gonna get your free card draw, so you can remove this from the game before your turn ends to put Buffer Drive on top of your deck, that sort of stuff. I think that's really powerful. I get an Atom, but most decks it feels like a safety blanket. Yes, I agree. In most decks, maybe in a 40 card deck, if you're running like Smoke or something and you're worried about net damage, I could see it being a bit better than that. But yeah, I agree with you. All right, at least we're on the board. Oh, wow. You spoiled me, Sports Metal. I don't want to draw cards into it and open HQ. It's a click equivalent to SOT at least? Yeah, but you pay 3 credits. And it's unique. I didn't see what they drew if they did draw. No. They also know that we have... I think they know our whole hand. The theming going on with MC Informant on Caddy is really funny if you think about it. MC Informant's a cool card. I wish there was more cards that interacted like that. I don't think they have to be that destructive. It would very much shape the meta if there was something like MC Informant for programs that said, like, if you use that first time a turn, I get a credit. Stuff like that. Like, if you could build a Rizeki out of a program for the runner, it incentivizes them to trash it. And maybe it wouldn't be good. And maybe it incentivizes decks with more programs, stuff like that. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of space in there. All right, now they have to trash the old Hollywood grid if they hit it, which would be good for us because their money doesn't exist. Like, it's in their best interest to install something so they go underneath 4. Yeah, they hit it, so now they have to trash it. So we can't recur these, mind you. We took out all recursion, so the film critic's not that bad. There's that pad tap that we talked about, so we're going to trash that on site. I think we're just going to click for credit. They also know that this is what's in the remote because they saw it on the top of the deck. Yeah, it is happening, huh? Adam will play it. So we have 5. Next turn we'll have 6. We can always res the Gatekeeper. We can't res Gatekeeper and Eli, which I think would be best case scenario, because if they Logic Bomb the Gatekeeper, they can't click through Eli. But 5 Ice looks scary, and I don't think we've seen them draw a Logic Bomb just yet. I need to pay way better attention to the hand. OG's pretty good here, like an MVT and sits in hand. Yeah, literally anything though would have been. At least the Jeeves we probably would have put on the table and clicked for 3 or something. But so far our old Hollywood grid deck, it's gone really good. That grid is the best card. Running HQ, seeing the top of the deck. They're not digging up, which I feel like they're behind at this point. If we score this in second agenda, they're in a really bad spot. Like, I think they just need to do board state as opposed to, like, slime centrals. What's the highest you've ever placed in a Netrunner tournament over the years? It depends on the tournament. Worlds results have never been that good. Oh, this also gives us money. Like, Worlds results were not amazing, and I feel like I could have done a lot better at Worlds if I practiced and did all the other good stuff. I think they're hoping for us to res. Best otherwise at Canadian Nationals, I was the finalist, like at top tables. I had to lose twice in a row to lose the Canadian Nationals back in 2015. It's on this channel. I did lose. Then the next Canadian Nationals, I came in 4th, 5th, and win store championships. Never won a regionals, stuff like that. So it's, I was once a 3-point pick for, wow, they play the current. They drew a brain chip, a 3-point pick for fantasy draft, whatever that means. Okay, do we double advance this? I think we might want to, but we actually want to make sure we have about 9 credits. Next turn, if we click for 7, we'll be at 8. I think that's good enough. Whatever. OHG is a clickless economic warfare. It's worked out pretty good for us. Probably the best use for OHG when they have film credit. Yeah, I'm not like that. Normally, they don't trash that. The fact that we made them spend 8 is amazing. And why would they play this? I guess they're just hoping they see something on top of R&D or that they have some way to contest the remote. They just drew a Logic Bomb. So this server still seems pretty good unless they double Logic Bomb us, which would be click, click, go. Also, you also see how good fucking Scarcity is. There's a single Logic Bomb. I think they're going to run. So we want them to Logic Bomb on the Eli so that we can res the Gatekeeper and it'll fire. This also plays around DDoS, which I don't think they're on, but... So let's see if they bomb that. Bless you. Bless you, Maddie!
I didn't sneeze.
Really? Who sneezed? I didn't sneeze, did I?
Uh-oh.
Credit, perfect score out. Yeah, this is pretty good. We're gonna get one more for this, so yeah, we should be on just enough to res 2 and score. Wouldn't you rather save the Gatekeeper? That's a good point. Actually, yeah, I don't think we need the Gatekeeper fire. Maybe we just do double Eli. Did Nanako sneeze? I don't think so. She doesn't sneeze like that. It'd be crazy. You have to score next turn. Cards are gonna help, yeah. All right, the logic bomb this. So yeah, I think we want to keep this for another time. You're totally right. We'll res double Eli, so this one will end the run. Cyberdex is so good. Yeah, Cyberdex is going to be okay. It's going to get us money back. It'll clear the current. Admittedly, anything here, like the 3-1 would have been fine. But now at least we're on game point. Fire all. Okay, yeah. Excuse me, that's on us. And one logic bomb gone. Of course, they can always bring it back with buffer drive. They're going to have to throw out a card. I think they have another brain chip in hand. They threw one out. So we can exactly score this out. We're going to get 2 more money. So this is 6 credits on score. We'll get 2 more. Man, we drew good agendas. We'll do sandbox first, purge for 4. And then we'll gain 2. Drawing is a bit iffy here. But I feel like now if we... Drawing actually wouldn't have been the worst. Because then we can just jam whatever we draw. For the 4 credits? Yeah, it's fine for the 4 credits. Like, it's CST is better. Unless we're actually purging. And they're playing more purge support. But I feel like if this deck, if we ever have to spend a turn purging, we're in such a bad spot anyways. Shame we're not doing Lacosta Grid. Does HB just run SSL Cyberdeck CST now to solve Econ? I can't really answer for what HB does too well, but a lot of HB decks run peak efficiency. That's not what the card is called. I never know it. Optimal whatever. The horizontal one. I never know the name of. That's what they do for Econ. All right. They have a gamble in hand, so they're going to have to try and play it. And with a gamble in hand, they played Brain Chip to go down to 1 credit. That seems really rough, and this does nothing. I imagine you just want to click for credits and so you can gamble next turn, because this does nothing on the table. It's a really weird install. I actually don't want to jam NGO front, because I don't think they can contest the remote. We just want an agenda. Ash in the remote is fine. And from here, I think we just want to ice up R&D a bit better. So right now, it's a slot machine. We'll put this on R&D. And then next turn, if we really need to jam NGO, which we might need for money, we only have 2 more on the CST. Fully operational, thank you, Parallel. And also Philip. Yo, Flip, real story. Somebody was, I hope we don't lose the NGO here. Somebody was talking on Reddit on our board games to talk about, hey, fuck, they hit it. At least that's fine. They were like, hey, do you remember any times of Tom Vassell getting angry in a video review? Because admittedly, it is good entertainment when Tom Vassell gets a bit upset, because he's usually like a really friendly dude, and it's interesting because it doesn't happen that often. And there was this video of this like pretty not inspiring matching game that he posted a review of maybe 5-7 years ago, and your comment was like the first comment on it, and I recognized your name and that image, which I thought was great. Small world of gaming. If we draw 1 more, we're weak to like central pressure, but we can always just lateral it in. So I think we're just going to IPO here. I think the only review I've ever seen Tom Vassell get upset with was like FFG's procedurally generated exploring board game, which he was not a fan of and didn't look great anyways. All right, so now we just jam ice on and another agenda, and hopefully we win. Assume their turn is credit hedge fund. It looks like it is. Man, this runner deck seems terrible for econ compared to others I've seen recently that are rolling in money. I think though a lot of I think they did misplay though. Like they had a hedge fund in hand. They played brain chip to go down. They played the freedom while they were below 5 credits. They did lose caddy, which would have been their money for the whole time. Like I think they could have played it better. Like I don't play brain chip. I would just credit hedge gamble so that I threaten things. Like for 2 turns they did not threaten. Oh, that on the remote is like absolutely game winning. And now we're not drawing an agenda. That's unfortunate. Well, yeah, it's going fine. I haven't watched the Dice Tower in a long time. I got to a point where they were just producing too many videos. They make a lot of stuff for sure. I don't watch everything they do. I don't think Tom Vassell's reviews or Z's. I think I like Z's a bit better, but I don't think any of their reviews are the first place I would go to for board game stuff. But they're definitely like an absolute titan in the board game space. Excited to see these Atman games. Yeah, Scribble. Let's hope we get there. I have to take the caddy money made you pay to trash it. It was hard then because we didn't have enough money to protect the board, but it might not have been wrong. My sub box was like 60% Dice Tower. That's right. Oof. You could be running archives to use the neutralized triggers to save money. They made a bunch of weird decisions. Yeah, they could always be running this. And what they did? They buffer drive to add a logic bomb on top of their deck, which is totally fine because we have a border control. And now they just drew the logic bomb. So they did the combo and they installed another buffer drive. So that is fine. We have another MCA informant. Unfortunately, we don't have off the grid, so whatever. We really just need an agenda. That should solve the agenda problem. And from here, Drafter is fine because it's a sentry. MC Informant is interesting. They're probably running a second caddy, and I just kind of want to play this card as much as possible. So we'll throw out another drafter. What other board games are you a fan of? Lots of stuff. Maddie and I have been playing Everdell recently. I'm a big fan of Doomtown, as you might know on this channel. What else comes out on the table a lot? We've been playing Undaunted, Quacks and Quedlinburg. Maddie just yelled Quacks from the other room. Undaunted, the Normandy game is really good. I'm a big shill, like a what's it called? Shut Up and Sit Down stand. I just ordered a Crokinole board, so we're really into it at this point. ScapeNet, another good reason for this. I got a lot of board games. Why is this so hard to answer? Arkham Horror, huge. Oh, make sure we fire Rashida. And we also have Ash. Like, we're in such a good spot. We just need to get a 3-point agenda. There we go. This is they can always film critic this, but like I don't think anything else matters. So we'll throw out this, we'll throw out the Maryland, we'll throw out Drafter. That's probably enough. We're all fans of SUSD, yeah, right? Daniel, what's up? Didn't Tom throw a game out of a window once? Yeah, that's actually one of his negative reviews. He threw it out of I'm just going to res this so they can't interdiction us. They're probably not on it because they showed the other current. But yeah, he did throw one off his roof. He didn't. There was a funny review. I've been trying to convince my friend to get a Crokinole board. He got the space in his house. He's not biting. My friend Eric, we were playing Arkham Horror last night, and I said I got a Crokinole board, and he said I also have one. And then he told me the cutest story, which is him and his friends have this kind of thing going on where whenever somebody buys a house, all their friends will pitch in money, which on a group is not that expensive, to buy them a nice Crokinole board, as in the house dictates having a Crokinole board, which is so cool. So I think that's pretty dope. Adam sometimes plays Adore. Yeah, Adam, I imagine, would be on Adore. Drafter can get your old hard back, lol. Turns out OHG deck works by costing Adam 8 credits. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it mattered exactly what we did. They added an Oiler to their hand, and they're installing Corroder, and they have 1 click left, which shouldn't matter, because not only Ash, but border control. My favorite reviewer from Dice Tower is Z. He's very entertaining in top 10 list videos. Yeah, I think I like Z the best too, Malazan. I got a Crokinole board thanks to those guys, and I regret nothing. Where'd you get it from, Baza? Interestingly enough, I emailed a person from Nova Scotia who makes really good Crokinole boards, and I said, like, hey, I have an order. I had some questions to go along it. Oh, it's okay. We're just gonna res border control and end the run. And they had some questions about it, and they said specifically, like, the Crokinole board will be delivered in July. Sorry, we're very busy. A particular reviewer from the UK had made a video last summer, and we've been so busy ever since, which is hilarious. I hope that's good for them. Hey, good game. Thanks for the game, eh? Dang, I've never heard of any of those. Probably dated at this point, but we've been playing Terraforming Mars with expansion 7 Wonders, Duel, Pandemic, Iberian, Fuse. I have Fuse, and Fuse is a bit stressful. I like bringing it out as like a warm-up game early into an evening. 7 Wonders Duel is probably one of my favorite modern board games, and I don't play it enough. I bought nice coins for it and everything, but like a couple of months ago, I was in New York with a friend, and every night we would just sit and just play fucking 7 Wonders Duel. That game is tight. It's really fun. I got the expansion too, and I've never played it, which is, that happens in board games, I guess. We'll do another one. We'll do one more. If the runner stim hacks and reads border control, does the runner get the pop self-modifying code before you trash border control? I don't think so. And from my understanding, what it is on approach, we can do our windows, they can do their windows. And as soon as they let us res ice, we can also do paid abilities before we have to give priority back to them. So you can pop it all at once, and it can really goof them up. Yeah, we keep the priority after the res, exactly as Creo says. All right, so Janktivist, probably in chat, playing 419. Ooh, that's never good. We don't have the economy to deal with corporate grand 419. This might be not a lot of things we're doing. Played a lot of Fuse, one on the hardest difficulty once, and I would say it's actually best 2-player. I could buy that. I had really a lot of fun playing Fuse for the first time at like Origins in 2016. Thanks, you too. And we played with like a lot of people, and I feel like in a lot of stressful situations, I'm pretty good at communicating clearly and getting shit done. And I like it just because it gives me a chance to shine at that, because I'm not often in a war room. I'm going to put Fairchild on HQ. They can't diversion through it. But like Gatekeeper becomes shit on HQ once they get the Amakua down. Codenames Do It is the best 2-player game. I'm actually got a little tired of Codenames. I don't know what Codenames Duet is. If I want to play a 2-player, I usually play a card game. I think Fox in the Forest as a 2-player game is also really, really charming. So don't get doofed. We'll pay 1 to prevent them from knowing what this is. And I think we'll push into a remote. It's good to install 2 things a turn if you can, just so you don't have to end up paying a credit a turn to the exposed ability. Condottiere. What's Condottiere? I picked up a game called Junk Orbit at a convention. I get it to the table quite frequently. It's pick up and delivery with orbital mechanics. I've actually heard of that game before. I don't know much else. All right, they are hitting us with that boomerang. That's criminals, huh? So they can break through the subroutines. So if we res this, we'll have 3 credits. If we don't res it, we'll have no credits. I think we'll just keep the boomerang on here. Oh, this is interesting. Do we? I think we have to go through just so that we can recover with NGO. I don't think we res this, right? Because they can just lose 3. I bet you like Condottiere. I don't know what that is. Netrunner is the best 2P game. It depends on the crowd. We like replacing the cards and codenames with Dixa cards to make it a little more interesting. That sounds dope. On that note, I don't play enough, whatever, the Mysterium. No. Come at me. Sort of like Gwent. Interesting. 419 will be better with all currents are banned. Yeah, 419 will be much more manageable with currents banned. There you go, corporate grant, rogue trading. So they're on the one that, you know, prevents their tag. So if we keep our money up, they actually can't rogue trading that efficiently. So good luck us, because they can doof us again. Doof us again. So we can't actually do that. It's a drafter. Gain a credit. Still will cost them 3, not so bad. Yeah, but then we're on 0 and then we can't jam NGO the next turn if we resed it. Like that's the only issue. Then we're clicking for credits. Otherwise we can NGO out. So I think that's better. And now Amaku is up. Like I think we fold. I don't think we have any anti-AIs. We took out a Turing. Crits are so annoying and it tilts me. I noticed it's better just to res NGO without ice to avoid bravado use. Oh, that's an interesting point. Unfortunately, we pre-installed it. I don't want to play this. I don't think we have a chance. They don't run film critic because they're on corporate grant. Like that's the best thing we do. But like now that we're in the shitter because they siphoned us, immediately we have 8 credits on NGO front. Nothing we do matters until we ice up all centrals. And every turn if we click, like that's the thing is we're gonna click for 2 credits and we're gonna lose 2 of them. One maybe for 419, which I don't think we can protect anymore. And then 1 from the corporate grant. So clicking for credits is like, it's fucking useless. I missed the end of the last one, was putting food on. Oh yeah, we got it. We just built a remote and jammed into it and they could not contest it. I've started painting miniatures lately. Pow, what's up? Also a very good way to get through the pandemic. That sounds really cool. I really wish I was a bit better at that sort of thing. I'm always nervous to do anything permanent to something I own because I probably won't do a good job painting it. And then I guess you can always overpaint it. Amaku's my biggest gripe with 419. The fact, yeah, it kind of is. Bravado. Oh, actually, this will hurt him. Not really. They can deal with the drafter. So the question is whether or not we res the Fairchild 3. If we res the Fairchild 3, they have to trash one of their installed cards. Yeah, fuck it, we'll do it. I don't know, otherwise we're not doing anything. Hey chat, we can hang out at least, because I don't think we do a lot. You get at least 1 fire? Yeah, 1 fires. It's not that meaningful though. They have to trash one of their installed cards or end the run. And the access here isn't particularly good. They can't steal or trash anything. They could get an Amaku counter. Fire unbroken, so it's 1 brain damage or end the run. I think we're actually going to go for the brain damage. The end the run stops them from getting a credit. The brain damage could hit a program. And we hit a boomerang, which is actually really good to hit. And they can't steal either of these, or the only agenda, because, yeah, there you go. They don't have a credit. They need 2 for that. Okay. So 1 boomerang gone, the other one shuffled. Oh, actually, if we ended the run, we would have ate that boomerang, which is interesting. Now they have a turning wheel, so, like, guess what we're doing? We're clicking for 3. You know it. And then hopefully we can play at IPO at some point. But this is they're gonna be a 5 strength really soon, and they're just gonna doof us. I don't know. I don't think we have a thing. ETR would have killed the other boomerang. Yeah, I totally noticed that there. My issue with 419 is that the runner doesn't have to play an interesting game to make tough choices in order to profit. The corp has to make all the decisions. Yeah, I agree. There's a Citadel, so now we have to just, fuck, we're 1 credit short of IPO. Oh, okay, so we can do this into a new remote. I'm not gonna protect it. Oh, yeah, we're gonna do it in the new remote. I think that's better because of bravado, I guess. But now we can advance this. And if we pop this, there's a small chance that we'll be able to contest Citadel Sanctuary. Yeah, 419 it's... We're not going to really play a game here. Can we concede? Like, how many turns is it going to take it before we can even consider scoring an agenda? Here's my tier 1 econ. Yeah, but they don't know what we're doing. Hey. Do you mind if I fold this one? Yeah, no, it's not that we can do. Oh, it's all good, bud. Hey, good game. Okay, so like, just talk this through, right? So here they're going to doof us. So we're going to be down onto, what? 6 credits. Then we'll install a card. We'll be at 5 credits. Their Amaku is at full strength. So basically we have to purge before we can do anything. Hey, cheers. Before anything else. And at that point, like, still, how do we score in a remote? Like, we need to stop Amaku, which means we have to ice archives, which means we need money for that. Look at what we're drawing. 2 agendas in a row. Immediately when they steal agendas, we get money. Then we have 3 agendas in a row. So at least we would have lost pretty quick. So we didn't need to concede. But like, my God. About 7 turns before you can do anything. Yeah, there's nothing we can do for the next couple of turns besides click for credits. And like, that's literally no fun. We'll try that again. Pink in YouTube chat also knows what we're up to. Let's go find that film critic. Cabo? Ooh, it's the 90 deck. Get to see the other side of it. You too. So this is the deck that we played at the beginning of the game. It's a deck list of the week. It's a 90 card Cabonessa Wu deck. We had a lot of fun with it. We played 2 games, won both of them. They were interesting enough games. One of them we won with 1 hand size. I'm excited to see the other hand. This hand is good enough. We do know that their restricted card is not Film Critic, which is going to give us some help. But they can also have some really crazy tricks where they can always contest remotes pretty good. GG, Andre, that was pretty much your 419 with 2 adjustments. Yeah, good game. We don't have a chance. We definitely concede that. I think we could have probably conceded before the game started. There's no way we can prevent criminal 2 credits a turn denial. We just don't have enough money. Who needs Encore when Corporate Grain exists? It's such an easy moral victory if we just clicked things and complained. All right. I think we actually can, because they don't have a lot of R&D pressure. I think they only have make R&DI or turning wheel. I don't know what their multi-axis is. We never ended up seeing equivocation. So I feel like we can just Eli and then get the Maryland going, which is good enough. Probably want to protect that. What made you pick Sports Medal versus other identities? We were worried about money, and this does fire Econ, and it fires card draw, which is really good for Sports Medal. I think the other 2 identities we would have considered, or 3 identities, is Satyr, which is, you know, interesting. All right, so they're running this. If we res this, oh, and they caboed them. I like the aggression. So if they end up breaking this, it is we res for 3, they break for 2, and then they break this. So they're down on no money. I'm okay with them spending 2 more on this. But it just gets money. Asa is something else we could do if we want to go a bit more horizontal, a bit more things to jam. This looks a lot of times like a Rashida, so I see why they want to go all in on this. We could have res this, prevent it from being trashed, but I don't think it's worth it. And there you go. They're down to 2 credits. From here, we probably just want to draw and jam something, so we can put this into the remote. And from here, we can probably just put the Ash in the remote. They'd have to run through Eli twice. I think we put OHG, and then they can't click through it twice. I actually think we put this on the remote. They can actually steal this. Yeah, I don't know. The other HB identities are a bit harder. You need to build around MCA. Okay, there you go. There's the equivocation. That's the central action we're worried for. Getting FC3 on here is good. Oh, lateral growth also is going to help us a fair bit. So they're going to force us to draw 4 cards. And any agendas also gives us money. Like, this is what's pretty good about our ability. And they're down to 1 credit, so they're incredibly aggro. And they just drew us into lateral, into IPO. Like, that's always the worst case of the equivocation. They can't steal the Akawa, so they're forcing us to draw as well. At least there'll be an HQ for next turn. And equivocation removed from game. Damn, that's aggro. So we'll hold that up. Actually, we don't even need to hold that up because 1 equivocation's gone, but they have another one, so we'll do that. From here, we can put Ash in the remote. I honestly don't care if they steal the Aqua. They have to click for credit, hit the 1 in 4. The question is if we put the Ash in the remote, though, we can't IPO. I'd rather just do credit IPO. And then next turn, we'll do Ash, advance this. And then we can get the tier on the remote, which is an AP. Credit IPO? Yeah, I think credit IPO is nice. Deuces. They're playing so fucking aggro. Simulchip doesn't get them access to any of these cards that they hit with Cabo's ability because they are out of the game. And from here, I think we'll do advance, and then install Ash. Unfortunately, when we install this card, maybe they'll fuck it up and think that the Ash we installed is actually the not letting me simul. Yeah, you can't. Nothing in the bin. They've all been RFG'd. Yeah, you can't do that unless there's a target. Yeah. Yeah, so they're trying to simul chip to get a program on the table, but all their other cards have been removed from game, so this won't work. Oh, fuck, and they pulled the Rizeki. Oh, that's obviously, that hurts. Oh, we drew all our IPOs. That's good stuff. So the question is whether we do the Ash or the Old Hollywood. I think we can do the Old Hollywood, just kind of show what we're about, but I think the Ash is definitely just as good. To start for the deck, just leave HQ open. It depends on the matchup. I don't think there's a straight strat. Like against Criminal, that would be a very quick way to lose. But I know this deck. I know this deck has no HQ multi-access, and everything that we chop deck from our deck, we just jam straight into the remote. So that's more about it. A lot of times Shapers don't have in faction, I think, any HQ pressure, so this seems okay. Let me just cap on the chat. So they've been Diesel, install SFC, install Aesops, so they're good to go from here. And we're just going to go ahead and score this, which means we can get something big on the remote. It's important to know that the card that we put on the remote has to, if it's AP, they can get through it. So there's a chance that the border control is best. But the tier seems pretty okay, because at least in the Deus Ex, they can only do it once. Can they just trash the Rizeki with Simulchip to install the Rizeki? No, unfortunately it can't, because the ability is not possible. Like, you just can't do it. There has to be a legal target in the heap first. It's not very intuitive. I can see why people might not see that coming. Oh, we have to pay for the install cost? Okay. And from here, we can either install this or IPO. I think we want to IPO, and next turn we can jam. Yeah, I think that's fine. If we install this, it's safe, but then we can't advance IPO, and I feel like we need some money. Maybe not, but this is really good right now. Tier into Eli into Hollywood. Yeah, Tier is finally here. We just need to get a couple ganks up in this deck. Misdirection coming down. It's not that they're worried about tags. They just want to be able to pawn it. So it's good value. And now, like, they spent so much early aggression that didn't pan out for them. And it actually was really good for us because they basically traded their tempo to give us tempo. Like, they literally drew us cards. Oh, we drew the border control anyways. So this is going to put us nice and well on game point. We don't have to score this next turn very likely. We always just do advance, install ice, IPO. We even install Ash, and then basically just top deck an agenda and hopefully we win. Dirty Logic on HQ, nothing really to see here. Can't even trash anything. They see an Eli. It's a pretty rubbish access. Dirty Laundry does going to put them up to 7, and again, they do have Deus Ex for this remote, so border control on the remote seems really strong. Might be overkill, because at the end of the day, they still have to run it twice with Old Hollywood Grid and trash the Old Hollywood Grid and deal with a slot machine. That's not really hard to deal with, but it is 3 credits a lot of times. If this fires and gets advancement counters too, imagine the slot machine fires and gives us advancement counters while they're running the Iqua that it can't steal. Has 90 card deck, barely gets through any of it before losing. HP can be really jammy, so they're thinking about it. Drawn up to 7. They're going to be trying getting 3 cards a turn with the Aesops. I think they want to install something. Another Dirty Laundry, that's another 3 cards in Axis. Hits the Eli again. I really want them to go into this remote, so I'm actually pretty fine with just doing nothing here in IPO. And then next turn, hopefully we draw an agenda so we can do advanced score jam, and then even put the Ash on top of it if we're really paranoid. Or to border control is probably better, actually. We even could, if we wanted to save money, over install on top of the slot machine, even the Eli, but I guess it's good that we have 2 types of ice. There's the Deus, so they're going for the remote. This is exactly what we wanted. So this prevents breaks it. They installed it with Cabinessa, so it will be removed from game. Oh, they installed interdiction. No! No, you dick! What's wrong with you? Fuck! At least maybe they will be able to steal the Iqua project. God fucking damn it. We knew that was in the deck too. Oh god, we look stupid. Remember how we didn't score that last turn? I think they won't be able to do both of these. So unfortunately they get through this. Punished? Yeah, I know. If this fires, it might be meaningful. Oh my god, that's amazing. Alright, so that gets through all the ice. Pass. We'll res the slot machine. Let's see what the deck looks like. Yeah, oof, ouch, owies. Really, that's the other tech they have besides Film Critic. It's Councilman or Interdiction. I had to bounce back after the Atom game, come back to a really great interdiction. That was so good. Event program hardware, so they're just going to lose 3, which means they don't have money for both of these, I don't think. Fire all, don't mind if I do. And they still have to deal with the Eli. They can't double click it, so I imagine they're just going to pull out a... What can they pull out? They don't have a way to deal with the Eli. Oh, SMC. No, they don't have a way to deal with the Eli, I don't think. I don't think they can run this remote. Did the slot machine 3 credits really scare them that much? Motherfucker, interdiction to our old Hollywood grid. Simulchip to install a program? What? Deus Ex? You can't, this is not AP. Oh, they're getting a Pelongi down. Okay, great. So they can't steal anything, let alone trash anything. So that's the cool combo. It's a lot of aggression. That's good shaper shit. Ponchit Hunter, they don't have Epstein. We know that. But they can do this. So now they can make it an AP. I didn't realize this was any subtype. That's wild. Yeah, they can't steal, let alone trash. This is fine. And we'll just make sure we res old Hollywood grid. And they use an Simulchip, they use an SMC. Like, they're going so ham to try and win here. When, like, once they run this remote once, like, they spend a lot of resources on it. So I guess it depends how good their card draw is. So nothing. We're good. 1 credit short to steal the agenda. 1 credit short. Fucking interdiction. That was cool though. They ran that pretty cheaply, right? Like that was like a Deus Ex for free, break for free, Pelongi for no, Pelongi was expensive. Gatekeeper, damn it. Draw. Okay. So we'll advance. We'll just go ahead and score that. We don't need to pre-res this. Oh, gain 2 credits, draw 2 cards. Oh, we should have done that first. Damn it. If we scored it first and remembered that we could have drawn 2 cards, we actually could have won. I'm feeling like it's pretty safe in there. Next turn, we just need to get some money and our Ash. Yeah, we fucked that up. I think we could have jammed. If we just scored, draw 2, we would have exactly drawn the agenda that we do install advance. And we have enough money. Build script, game 1, draw 2. They couldn't, oh, they did pawn the Pelongi, so they have 5 credits, but they have no board state. I'm glad build script at least survived. It's better than the other one. There's a turning wheel. Looks like they're going to try and close off centrals. Turning wheel on. They hit the Ash. Dead Ash. And I don't even think we need Ash in there, but we could to be. Oh, that makes it so much easier. Install. We'll install Ash. And we'll pre-res Ash. And now they have to run through this, beat the trace, and trash the MCH and run again. So it's all about losing on centrals. Unfortunately, if we do res the Fairchild 3, we can't score the remote. So I think we're just going to hope. We also know there's still a Vacheron in the deck, which is not an agenda they can win off of, so I'm okay with them building turning wheel counters and trying to close the game. At most, they can see, like, what? 4 cards? They're really lucky with trashes. They hit a border control. There's a Pelongi. There's an Oiler. With 1 credit, they're running. I'm not going to res it because then we can't win. So they're going to see 2 cards here. So there's no way they can win. See, first card. Oh, we could have rezzed. Gained 2 credits. Oh, we actually could have rezzed and still scored out. And there's a good game. And there's a Vitruvius. Oh, they trashed a Rashida. That's why. Good game. Man, they went aggro early, and it just totally backfired on the fact that it drew us into laterals and everything else. Arcade deployment. Okay. Oh, we can get a free old Hollywood grid res. That's value. On R&D. Into a good game. Yeah, that was nuts. The interdiction is crazy. Wasn't gonna play around that. But their early aggression unfortunately backfired. Drew into laterals, ice, and whatever that thing's called, remote. What's that one called? Lateral. Oh, I already said that in IPOs. Yeah, that equivocation really helped us. Well played, thank you. Yeah, I think if that went differently. Clicks by credit, we only clicked for 1 credit, and like we were just really well oiled, and obviously we got 3 free card draw for nothing, so we can just kind of jam out. I kind of like laterals in a jammy list. I don't know if it's good enough for card slot. Riken was very good that game. Surprisingly, Yeah, 3 IPOs, a lateral, two hedge funds, a Rashida, and an NGO in hand. Let alone our ability fired 3 times meaningfully. Hey, cheers. You too. All right. It's 3 o'clock. We've been streaming we started around 11:30. Yeah, I think I'm going to call it for now. That's going to be it for today. If you're just tuning in, that's an unfortunate timing. But don't worry, there'll be more. And back. Yo, good game, Pink. Yeah, that equivocation, unfortunate. That was really unfortunate. Force Enforcement is a very game polarizing card. Some games you just put an early tier on the remote and that's that. Yeah, it very much is. And it feels like a more balanced ABT. I don't know if you played back in the day with Accelerated Beta Test, which was even more polarizing. You could just win matchups that you had no point winning. But admittedly, also, you could just throw games. But back then it was Jackson Howard. I have no regrets. Yo, what up? Great stream. Have a good... Thanks, Parallel. Did I miss the Atman deck? No, it never happened, unfortunately. We kind of got sidetracked. It's kind of the bad part about naming decks on YouTube, so maybe we'll rename it. Thanks for the quality content. All right, cheers, Lataro. Zombie, what's up? Just joined. Bummer. Sorry about that. Thanks for the stream. I just like that you search your whole deck. I prefer the ABT type card. Yeah, and I think they printed the other one after that where you look at the top 5. But I agree with you. Search your whole deck is a bit nuts. Wow, you're 40 and sub Jessica. They made. Just like that you can search your whole deck. I prefer the ABT type card. Sorry? Anywho, big thing though, if you're just watching right now, we have a game night kit Tuesday evening. It's free to everyone. There's no real prize support, but if you want to just play organized play, it's not particularly hyper competitive. It's just a bunch of people hanging out. You have to be in the Montreal Discord at 6:45 Eastern on this upcoming Tuesday. If you're there at 6:45, you register by just telling Roberto, who's kindly running this, what your decks are, and then we'll organize it that you have at least 3 rounds to play against, and you can play in Discord with voice chat. It's a nice time. I highly recommend it if you can get in on that. Organized play is the best. Even if you don't fancy yourself a competitive player, it doesn't matter. You will play against somebody who has the same score as you. So if you are 0-4 on round 3, you'll play against someone who else is 0-4, and maybe you'll meet people and have a good time. I'm telling you, organized play is kind of where it's at, especially if you need things to do. Maybe you're stuck at home. Called them Jessica Howard. They made nice. Oh yeah, we had Jessica Howard back then. Do you have a link to the Montreal Discord? Let me get one actually, because I don't. I don't know how the links work, because the last time I got a link, it wasn't permanent. Here, I don't want you to... I'm going to just hide my Discord, because I don't fucking know it's open there. Oh, that's good. Okay, it opened here. Yeah, I was at a conversation with my brother, talking about Chimera Squad. Okay, here, Montreal Discord, let's get a link. Invite people. Edit invite link. Max number of uses. No limit. Expires after never. Generate new link. Copy, paste. It's pasted in the chats. Click it for longer lasting. There you go. Perfect. Found it out. So it's in both of the chats there. Discord.gg. Here, I'll just put it on here though for the people that are not in chat for some reason. Format, view, format, font, billion. It's here, so you can go ahead and join. Well, again, Thursday 7, no cost. It's free. Sorry, I was covering it. Come in and join. We'll see you. I know it's not great for everybody. We're doing this for Montreal, so Eastern Standard Time. Generally, it goes from 7 to 11 because we do 2 rounds, or 7 to 8, 8 to 9, 9 to 10. So 11 latest, and that's it. Hopefully, we'll see you there. I'm not going to be streaming it. I'll be playing and recording my games, and then we'll be back on Thursday. And then we'll have 3 more videos coming for your channel. Jessica Howard, that's good stuff. Can you also put in these board games you talked about earlier? Fuck. Hit me up on a YouTube comment, July's. In one of the comments, just ask, and then I'll type there because I'll compile it and put it together. That's probably better than right now. Cool, that's it. Take care, everyone. Thanks to everyone who played games against. Thanks to everyone in chat, everyone watching the VOD. I'm glad you can make it and appreciate just having people hang around with. Hopefully that's good for you too. Take care, y'all. Ciao.